Hello YouTube and welcome to the stream. We started early on Twitch, but here we are. We have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. First and foremost, our video has finally been gaining some traction. YouTube had me a little worried. It wasn't promoting my video at all during the first 24 hours or so, and I was feeling a little bit depressed. Like, I've been working on this video for all this time, and YouTube doesn't even care to show it to anyone. But hey. Over the night, it has gained like 800 views, so people are seeing it and people are liking it. Some people have not liked it, but that's fine. That's fine. It is what it is. I thought it was a good video. Somebody probably didn't like the drama aspect of it, and that's fine. That is fine. It's all right, guys. If you like it, please do. If you don't, that's fine as well. But we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. First and foremost, the fact that I wrote kind of like an artist document, which we're gonna go over now, and this paper is what it is about. It's kind of like well, it shows what we need for the beta, what kind of new art assets we need, and it's also going to be this. Reference page, kind of like document showing all the references and the ideas. And it's also one more thing, and it's kind of like how would you say it? I'm basically ordering arts from a dear artist friend of mine, Ilumski. He's in the Twitch chat right now, and he's like crazy good and talented and professional. And he's been doing a lot of things for me over the years. So we're gonna be crowdsourcing this as well. If you guys want to help get the art into the game, there's gonna be a donor goal for this. So yeah. Koivo asked that, are we having a music stream again this week? It's been a while. True, it has been a while. I kind of want to do it on Friday. I think the previous weeks it hasn't felt right. But I think this week it could be happening. So yeah, trying to get some stuff done before vacation, says Vatsky. Oh, the vacation already started, but trying to get the update for the game. Traveling next week. All right, Vatsky. Good luck with that. So this is the artist document, and I really want to be like transparent with you, and we're gonna go over what we have here. So the main themes of the game is kind of like this spooky cartoon, horror carnival, dark fantasy, a little silly, a little cute. You know what it is. You know what it is. References obviously Don't Starve, as we're talking about like arts document. Don't Starve, Kalevala is gonna be kind of like these are gonna be the holy duo, whatever. And RuneScape always has to be mentioned, but not really RuneScape aesthetics. Yeah, there's Don't Starve Link, Shadows of Tuonela, Kalevala, Finnish folklore-inspired action RPG game. Art vibe should be Don't Starve meets Kalevala with RuneScape classic gameplay. This is the map we did yesterday, and it's gonna be something we're gonna be doing this week on stream inside Unity. So we had this really cool tool that was kind of like publicly open and free. It was for like Dungeons and Dragons and kind of like these tabletop RPG map creation. So that was really cool. I think it's called like, what was it called? Can't remember. I think it was something like inscribe or inscription or something like that. But yeah, this is gonna be the map of the game, at least for the beta. And then I took a couple of screenshots. These are the same that you see on Steam. Kind of like see what the alpha looked like. And then there's some AI concept art to kind of like give ideas. And next, this is kind of like the well, I'm kind of like telling about how the art is done, how it needs to be done. So it's essential to attract the players. It's the first and last thing people remember about the game. It needs to have soul, charisma, wittiness, and banter. So I think like Don't Starve has like a beautiful beautiful mixture of different things, which we're obviously not going to copy, but we're gonna take inspirations. So it is kind of like this spooky horror game, but it has a lot of like cuteness and this wittiness inside of it, and I really enjoy that, and we're trying to grasp that a little bit at least. Yeah, so everything needs to be split into these kind of layers, and that's how it is, and there's nothing really there. Then, all right, so I have actually like laid the work that we need into these packages for Ilomski, and I actually put a little bit of like I put these initial values in here. So take these values with a grain of salt. I have not talked about these prices or these money amounts with Ilomski, but it's kind of like something like this is kind of like the ballpark of what I can do. Take it with a lot of habanero pepper. Yeah, so these are not how would you say it? Well, let's just say that these are on the low end because I am poor. I am a solo dev. I don't have any like any funding whatsoever. So I'm basically like I'm using my community to crowdfund these, and I'm using my own savings and past Twitch money to get this and scrape this together. If you wanted to hire Ilomski because he's official, like he's like officially a professional artist who has been working for gaming industry years and years, these prices are not they are not like at the right level. Let me just say that these are low. Like I don't know, maybe Ilomski can tell you more about it, but I guess you would have to like double, triple, quadruple these prices if you like really wanted to pay what he's like actually worth. So these monies are kind of, you know, like for a friend and a friend in need. So yeah, I hope Ilomski can tell you more about it. But he is valuable, and by no means I don't want to like undermine him or oh yeah, that's Eiji. Thank you. Ice, Eiji. 5 gifted subs. Has done the unthinkable. Thank you, Isaseji. That's big. That is huge. That is actually big support. Thank you, Isaseji. It is our best friend from Iceland. Big shout out to Iceland and Isaseji. Thank you. But yeah. So the money. I was thinking maybe should I leave it out? But I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be transparent about this. If somebody gets mad about me and like even like suggesting that I pay this little, it's all right. Get mad to me. But this is the money that I like have. So this is the money I could basically pay. Professional rates vary. But the estimate per hour goes anything in between 20 to 40 hours when someone works at a studio. Yeah, probably if you're doing like freelance / kind of like this Fiverr kind of deals, I think someone like Ilomski could probably ask for I don't know, probably many times over this. Probably, I don't know. I haven't ever like ordered anything from freelancer, you know, like people who I don't know. So this is something we're gonna go with, and we're gonna talk about with Ilomski privately as well. But yeah, the first art package. So I've been like laying these out for these like packages, and I should take the chat, by the way. I should check the chat here. I forgot. All right. So there's the chat. No, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. But hey, Isa says you, by the way. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. So I was doing a lot of research for this document, and here it is. Here it is. All right. So the first art package is gonna be the enemy NPCs. This is like the peak priority. This has to be done fairly soon because it's gonna be like paramount. It's gonna be ultimately important to attract people. And there's gonna be like 3 basic NPCs. There's gonna be Easy Goblin, which is taking inspiration from the good old Goblin from RuneScape. Then it's just a matter of amount of design work and effort to perfect something. Freelancers usually take about a double from a studio hour rates if they don't go for grey economics. But anyone who's helped and already has helped Ame, and through him, thank you already very, very much. Hey, Elonsk, don't mention it. It's a pleasure working with you every time. You are crazy good, and you have the favorite things about working with you is the fact that you get what I enjoy. Like you have an eye for darkness and kind of like this, you know, like a little bit of a grim side, and I can appreciate it. Obviously, because we have a lot of like similar tastes in like music and stuff, so that's why it's easy to work with Ilomsky. And I really wanna like help you out. I know artists and game industry are in this kind of like a sad state right now. A lot of people are getting laid off. Work isn't as stable nor guaranteed as it has been. So I'm also like, I think this is gonna help you. And when we grow and when we get more money, I'm gonna be throwing a lot of it to you. Got some links to your work. Yeah, Kilumsky, please do like advertise yourself. Please do. All right. So level 1 is gonna be the easiest enemy. It's gonna be the Easy Goblin. It's gonna be in the vanilla area. It's kind of like this forest pine, green, luscious green type. It's gonna be weak and it shouldn't be too scary. I think the personality we're kind of looking for is like Gengar. So if you have watched Pokemon, you know Gengar is kind of like this troll. It's kind of like this troll, a little evil, just like doing jokes and pranks. So that's kind of like what we're looking for to the Goblin. Easy. It should be a little bit small in the players. Maybe it has some basic armor. Instead of a spear, it should have like a finished sword. And yeah, we're basically doing like this Don't Starve art style. So it's gonna be images. So we're not talking about 3D characters. We're talking about 2D characters. And how the character, like the main character, is laid out is it has basically these 3 angles to it. So it has the front, it has the side, and it has like back. So whenever like the player is moving to something, we are switching over the sprites to make it look like he's like walking away and walking sideways and stuff like that. And I think at this point it's just too much work if we're gonna do like all these sides. Like imagine doing this for 3 angles and have everything laid out in this way. It's a lot of work. So I don't wanna burden Ilomsky too much about this. So everything's gonna be like side only. So it's gonna look a little silly. They are gonna be like side scrolling like through the 3D plane, but I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. The reference is gonna be like RuneScape 1 and 2 Goblin, and then I linked the Finn myth. That's been really helpful and inspirational. Level 2 is gonna be Kokko Bird. It's gonna be in the Kalman Kangaat. It's kind of like this sand and desert type. It's gonna be a big bird flying around the area. There's gonna be multiple of them. It should be bigger than player to make it look a little scary. So it should be quite scary with a wide wingspan. And we're looking at side angle only. And Kokko Eagle is kind of like it's a real thing, and I thought Firo could be kind of like a reference idea as well. So we're talking about a big bird who looks quite mean, and Pokemon obviously is kind of like cartoonish. So I think Firo could be an idea here. Then we have level 3 enemy, which is the son of Tuoni. And these are gonna be the mobs in the Pohjola area. They're gonna be ice and frost. So there are these big skeletons roaming around the icy and snowy areas, and they're gonna be big. I want the mobs to feel quite epic. So they're gonna be roughly like double the size of player, and they're gonna be like side angle only. And I found this image of kind of like these frost skeletons, and I think this is pretty cool stuff. And could have a dual wield or something, dual wield swords or something. Dual wield weapons or something. This Google Corvi Knight. I feel that would be better theme for the bird. Yeah, Katsi, good day. Corvi Knight. It's Pokemon. Oh, that's pretty cool as well. I do like that as well. I do like that as well. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is Corvi Knight cooler than Pharaoh when it comes to being Kokko? So this is kind of like it looks like it's not like made out of feathers. It's more like made out of, you know, rock or something. I think it's pretty cool. My portfolio can be found here, skianimation.com. Animation at the top, other art pieces, and the bottom of one pager. Yeah, go like if you guys wanna hire or work with Ilomski. This is his portfolio. He knows his way around game development and what it means to be an artist at a like a high level in the game industry. And he's done 3D, he's done 2D, he's done Twitch emotes for me, he's done emotes and transitions and whatnot. This is like actually something that's sitting at my bookshelf. I love it. It's me. Love it. Yeah. Let's see if we have anything else here. Yeah. Really cool stuff. And he has eye for like all these sketches, and I think these are like pencil or crayons or something like that. That's really cool. Yeah. Cool stuff. Yeah, Brogox, good day. Yeah. That's cool. Mixodin, a good day. By the way, I got hyped for the game so much more now when I saw the map. It opened my imagination. Let's go! Yeah, that's one of the things really, is that like I have these ideas in my head, and it's really hard to like realize that you guys can't see inside my head. So doing these kinds of documents helps like convey the idea to you as well. But yeah, good to hear that, Yakatsi. How you doing? How you been, my man? All right, so this is kind of like gonna be the so I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this. Kind of like this image. Kind of do like this image. I'm just gonna like add this into the reference images here. Pharaoh Corvi Knight. So yeah, I don't know which one is better. I am open to both of them. But yeah, that's basically gonna be the level 3 enemy, and that's it for the kind of like the first art package. That's it. Then second package. This is gonna be fairly important as well. You could actually argue that this would be even more important than the first one, because we can actually use the NPCs we already have for these, but we don't really have anything for the bosses. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick to this as well for now. Jagats is doing good. Excited for NHL trade deadline coming and Rocky Marvel's Rivals. Let's go. Jagats living the dream. So yeah, there's gonna be 2 bosses for the beta. This is to expand the idea of Shadows of Tuonela into a more of a PvE game, and to create like these milestones. Yeah. I valued it $50 a boss. So it's gonna be $100, but yeah, we'll talk about it. So there's gonna be 2 bosses to reduce the workload. Only the side angle is needed for these as well. First boss is gonna be Louhi. So we're gonna have Louhi, which is the goddess of Pohjola, located north of Pohjola. So if we look at the map, here's gonna be the Pohjola region, which is kind of like this icy and frost place. And north of it, we're gonna have this Louhi area, Louhi Peninsula, and Louhi's gonna be there. And this is what Louhi is gonna be about. So she is kind of like this boss of these Sons of Tuoni. Should be big. She should be big and look really intimidating. And I think we're gonna do like, I think she's gonna be the first one to cast magic. So we ought to do some effects for her. And I think she's gonna have like a badass frost staff. And this is kind of like the reference image I had in my mind. And I think that's really cool. That's really cool stuff. Yeah. Timba, good day. So this is gonna be the boss, kind of like the first boss. It's gonna be interesting to develop this. And then we're gonna have a second boss, Ayatar. She's this mischievous god of forest. But I was figuring like, okay, so she can't really be god of forest in Shadows of Tuonela, because, well, she's gonna be roaming at the edge of Manala, or the wilderness. So basically we at the far north we have the PvP area, and she's gonna be roaming like at the edge of it, at the far edge of it. And I have an idea, like the wilderness is gonna be like, kind of like this, kind of like Shadow Moon Valley from World of Warcraft. So we're talking about this volcanic area. I think someone had pretty cool idea yesterday that if it's actually Tuonela, the lava or the magma should be kind of like blue. I think that's a cool idea. I think we're gonna be looking into that. But regardless of what the magma is, it's not going to be, you know, a forestry area. So I think what is actually gonna be is that Ayatar has died. So for some reason we don't know yet, Ayatar has been defeated, and it's kind of like this ghost or spirit of Ayatar that is kind of like roaming at the edge. And it's going to be this 4-legged dragon. So we're gonna add a dragon to the game, which I think is really cool. It's gonna be a ghost dragon. Should be 2 to 3 times of the player. Walks with 4 legs and should have joints for the animations. So split the body. So the body has to be like split into sections. So we can do a little like animations to it. And yeah, I think the legs need to be like split into 2 as well. Cool idea. Thank you. I thought this was really cool as well. And these are kind of like the stuff we talked about yesterday as well with you guys. So you guys gave me the ideas, and I took what I thought was the coolest coolest and made most sense. So these are the two bosses. So Louhi and Ayatar, cool stuff. And then there's the third art package, which is gonna be Ilmarinen and the blacksmith house. And second highest priority. So I think these are... I'm not actually sure if this is the second highest priority. I think this is like third highest. Third highest priority. And Ilmarinen is gonna be the blacksmith of the realm. Or the realms. He's the god of iron. He's the god of, you know, like blacksmithing. He's the first friendly NPC in the game. And we're only gonna do the front angle. And he's going to be inside his house. And this is the kind of like idea I have for him. So I want him to be like this ultra buff guy. I want him to be kind of like over the top masculine. Like he's freaking sweating within the forge. Just like having... I think we're gonna lose the freaking shirt. I think it's gonna be only like the blacksmith apron. And he's gonna be there like a god he is. Sweaty, bearded with only a blacksmith apron and some pants. Sorry, I need to sneeze. Daddy blacksmith. All right. And we're gonna be like animating him to be in a loop. So he's going to be, I don't know, maybe he's going to be hammering some anvil. But I think that's kind of generic. I think we've seen that in many games. So I am kind of like hoping we can come up with something else that he's doing. Ames nosebleeds only from the thought. Yeah. I'm getting like a man boner. Twice the size of a player. Yeah, so I want these characters to feel epic. And the player to feel a little small. So these characters are gonna be, a lot of them are gonna be bigger than the player, to really like sell the idea that they are tough and the Finnish hell is tough. So he's gonna need some props, but we're gonna talk about it in the next section. So this is gonna be Ilmarinen. Ilmarinen is legendary in the Finnish folklore because he basically he crafted the sampo, which was the device that basically gained, like it granted like endless everything. Who doesn't like a manly blacksmith? Exactly. So that's gonna be Ilmarinen, and then we need a blacksmith building. It's gonna be the workplace for Ilmarinen. It's gonna be located at the Torri, and this is something we haven't done yet. So we need to be thinking about this, and probably need to like do some collaboration and have a lot of chat about this. But basically, what we need is all these like different images to kind of like build the house. I could, Isa's Edge. So I could use 3D models. And 3D models would, the like benefit of it would be that we could put a lot of details into the world. But I think we're gonna try first to do it 2D. So basically, what it's gonna be like, we're gonna have like one. So it's gonna be this block. So this is gonna be like the front view. We're gonna have like a doorway, and we're gonna have some. I don't know what the color is gonna be, but it's gonna be like wooden house, or something like that. So this is gonna be like the front image. This is gonna be like the front. Maybe it has a lantern or something here. The point I'm making is that this is just an image, and then we're gonna have another one which is gonna be kind of like the side wall. This is gonna be the side wall, And this doesn't have to, this can be like really plain. It doesn't really need anything. It can have just like boards or something. And then we're just gonna like copy paste this to like most of the walls. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna like put them in Unity. So I'm gonna be like doing like a 3D object of this plane or this image, and I'm gonna like put it as a wall here, and it's gonna do like this block, or we're gonna do this box basically. So this image is that, and we're gonna have a back wall like that and a side wall. So it's gonna be this a box, and when player goes in, we are gonna hide all these walls, and we're gonna have a roof as well. I don't know how the roof is gonna play out, but it's gonna have like a chimney here, and we're gonna hide all of these when the player goes in. Okay, so what's inside then? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna code it so that the camera goes lower, and we're gonna have more of a 2D view. So it's gonna be like this, and maybe the Ilmarinen is gonna be like here on an anvil. Like anvil is like on front of him, and maybe he's like bashing like something here, and he's being awesome here. And the player can like move around in like pretty much horizontally. And there's gonna be like a smelter here or something like that. There's gonna be a smelter, and this is the chimney. Maybe this is something that it's gonna be like. It is still gonna be 3D, I believe, and this place needs a little bit of props inside it, but this is the kind of like idea I have right now. You could use 3D models, and you could basically like put all the stuff that you want inside, but this way we can utilize the same logic, so that these are just images kind of like laid out within, just like within. Yeah. How about you add a beer keg to his place where he sits sometimes and has a drink? Yeah, I do like that. So this is what I had in mind for the blacksmith house. So it needs some interior, nothing too fancy. Probably like an anvil and a smelter. And then have him do something there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it could be like the most safe way is that he's just banging there, like banging the anvil or something. But maybe we can come up with something more original. So yeah, there's basically writing that I don't think we're gonna do a 3D house, although it could be done. I think we're just gonna have like paper-like walls, and when you go in the Ilmarinen smack anvil or something, all this can be images that are just laid out inside the building. And we're gonna like zoom in the camera a little bit, so that's more of a side scroller. I think the reference gonna be like Stardew Valley blacksmith building. Yeah. If you guys have like a cooler idea for a blacksmither, let me know. This is the blacksmith house in Stardew Valley. So the blacksmith guy is sitting behind the counter, and there's anvil, there's the smelter, and whatnot. Blacksmith buildings in video games. Can we like come up with references? Which game do you guys think has the coolest blacksmither place? So this is Blacksmith Master. That looks quite accurate as well. I want it to be a little bit more dark. So I want the kind of like the interior to look like a savusauna. So I'm gonna write that down. Reference interior. Make it more dark though. Kind of like insides of savusauna. So savusauna is really like black inside, and that way you like know that you like know that like there's been a lot of work and smoke inside. So I think savusauna is gonna be kind of like the interior I'm looking for. Dark Souls 3. I might have missed it, but are you planning on having any dialogue or anything, or what kind of? Probably not for the beta. Probably not. Yeah. I think we could add something that kind of like a speech bubbles to get Kurmo to voice act. Oh yeah, this is actually kind of like I know this guy. Yeah. Let's put this as a reference to the Ilmarinen. Reference. Kind of like this Dark Souls 3 blacksmither. So yeah, it's not really important as for now. Reinhard as a blacksmith. Yeah, it looks exactly like Reinhard. Yeah, so that's basically it. So that's the third package of arts. So first one, most important one, is that we get the NPCs into the game. Dark Souls 3 Andre is pretty good reference. Andre, what the hell? Andre. Oh yeah, so he's the blacksmith, alright. Yeah, alright, makes it, I didn't know. Then we're gonna do the Kokko, we're gonna do Son of Tuoni. And then the bosses are gonna be Louhi and Ayatar. And finally we're gonna have Ilmarinen and the blacksmith house. So the blacksmith house is gonna be where you craft and salvage. And I can draw, yes. Not many, good day. And finally I actually had I was actually really close to putting this Sanervatar before I would put the Ilmarinen blacksmith house. Yeah, but I changed my mind and I actually put the Ilmarinen blacksmith house before it. So I think in the future we're gonna add Sanervatar. Sanervatar has been kind of like this goddess of sauna and löyly. And it's gonna be like another building. I actually had this, I think it's a pretty cool idea, so I think it's gonna come for the release of the game eventually. Or maybe some like version before the release and after beta. But I think we're gonna be having the player spawn either behind sauna or inside sauna. So like wherever like a player environment spawns into the game, it's gonna be near this sauna building, and inside it there's gonna be Sanervatar, who is kind of like just like throwing water to the rocks, you know. She's just like throwing water and having a löyly, and she's gonna be like looping basically, just having an endless sauna, just baiting there. And I took a couple of AI images to bust the song. Yeah, me too. That many of I've been listening to the freaking Bara Bastu like all the time. Me too, man. Same. But yeah, obviously we need sauna, and I think we're gonna take some reference idea from Alan Wake 2 sauna. I think they really nailed the aesthetics of the sauna, like traditional sauna. So why I didn't put this in instead of the blacksmith building is that I don't have an idea of what the like gameplay purpose of this is. So she is kind of like this goddess of sauna and healing. But I don't know like how this healing place could work in Shadows of Tuonela. Which is why I think this is gonna be the place where players spawn. Kind of like we have this saying in Finland that somebody needs to be put behind sauna. And it's kind of like this reference that somebody needs to be, you know, like either killed or like hurt behind the sauna. So I think it would be funny if players would spawn behind sauna or spawn inside the sauna, like either or. I can already imagine get more wood for the sauna quest to allow full health. That's kind of funny though, yeah. Maybe that could be a thing, like maybe the Heezy would drop wood and maybe you could like bring it, bring the wood to Sanerotar and she would heal you or something like that. Sauna Klonku missing, yeah. But guys, these are basically the ideas, and we have one more art package that needs to be done. It's the animations. But it's not as important. I'm gonna be doing the initial animations because I am so fucking good at it. But that's what it is. Is the blacksmith insured? Having house made of wood in hell doing blacksmithing work sounds not optional. Hey, he is the god of iron. It's his life. Okay, so there's one more thing, and I'm gonna be once again asking for your help. I am just a poor guy who has no like who's got no like funding to this. So if you want to help make this game come into life and this art come to life, I'm gonna put a dono goal. So we're gonna do dono goal overlay, and we're gonna do artist work, and I'm gonna put. So basically, if we're gonna go with the initial values that I put there, I think it sums up to $350. So I'm gonna put $350 here, and we're gonna use the simple design, and there's gonna be time until the end of March. Or should we? What do you guys think? Should we do it like one package at a time? I think that might be more. I think that might be more like concrete. Should we do like one package at a time? So first we're like kind of like funding this. I think that probably artist work number one. Put them all. Is that how we Ilowski, put them all separate. All right, so what are you saying is that should we have like many of them like laid out? I suppose you could have like make it say Ilowski big paycheck. Artist work, like first goal is the first package and the next is first and second combined and so on. Okay, let's try that. How does it look like? Artist work number one. So first one is gonna be $150. I'm actually, well, it doesn't matter what the end date is because it doesn't show. Let's nullify the goal so we don't have anything here. Use them to hide your camera. All right, so artist work number one. Then we're gonna do. Let's try it out. So we're gonna copy paste this. Artist work number two. So I think the second part was like $100. $100 buccarinos. Is the camera position weird today? I'm probably just sitting like a jackass. I'm probably just sitting like a jackass. That's it. $100. Yeah. So that's it. This should be like $250 then. I think I'm gonna go with one at a time. I think it seems greedy if I put most of them. So we're gonna do one at a time, guys. So how does it look like? So artist work one, $150. So all the donations will go to Ilomski, our dear artists. And with this money, we're going to be able to fund the first mobs, include the gifted. Yeah, so it's kind of, well, it will go into this money eventually, but it's kind of like hard to do it because first of all, I get like, I think I get like $1.40. I think I get like $1.40 per gifted sub. So I think we could like calculate it, but it's a little annoying, you know. But all the money will eventually go towards this game because well, they all end up in the same place anyway. But yeah, I could do it, but it's like it's pretty. I would need to like do it like manually all the time. I don't want to do that. So I hope you understand that. Okay, no more mean stuff. Right, Dotmany, right. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am really being as transparent as I can. New video is out, guys. Have you watched it? Dotmany, have you checked? Have you watched the video? Have you watched the video? So we got 1.1k views. It's incredible. I liked it. Let's go. Thank you. Really helpful. Okay. So there's one thing. There is one big thing. There's one big thing that I need to... There's actually two things I need to do before we can get into Unity. First and foremost, my rider license is running out. So I got the rider license and I got the rider AI assistant license from my workplace. And now that I haven't been working, they are running out. So I have a problem. I am not going to be paying for rider. I think it's, how much is it? Rider cost. How much is it? I don't think I'm gonna be paying for that. So non-commercial is actually free. Monthly it's gonna be $15. So what does this mean? For learning and self-education, open source contributions without earning. Yeah, so does this mean that I could actually like use it before my game makes money? Yeah, the AI is extra. So how does it work? Like, can I use this? Can I use this if the game doesn't make any money? What do you guys think? Or is it commercial development? I think it is commercial development that we're doing. Yeah. Does anyone have a clue? Like, we have a Steam page, but it cannot be bought. Oh man. Yeah, okay, what qualifies as non-commercial? As defined in the Toolbox subscription agreement, commercial use means developing products and earning commercial benefits from your activities. However, certain categories are explicitly excluded. Common examples of non-commercial uses include learning and self-education, open source contributions. Yeah, I think so too. Dotmany. I didn't know a rider was actually like free in any cases. Alt, how's it going? If you use it for project that you are about to sell, I believe no. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm thinking about as well. So I think we need to get rid of Rider, which sucks. I've been using Rider like professionally for 2.5 years now. So it's kind of sucky, but I can't do $15 and then pay for AI on top of that. I think AI assistant Rider, AI assistant I think it's like $10. So yeah, Visual Studio Code are also pretty good options. Yeah. So the AI assistant, can we find the pricing on that? So it's 8 euros a month. So if we did both of these, it would already be over 20 euros a month. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. It doesn't make sense. So I think we're gonna be moving over to Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. What do you guys think? What is the like better solution for Unity? Unity and VS Code versus Visual Studio. Like, so we gotta pack our stuff and move. So there's been some discussions. VN Apps, good day. I would probably go with VS Code. I've used more VS Code, that's for sure. But I think like the go-to editor Unity kind of like recommends is VS. VS Code is lighter. Timpa goes with VS Code. All right. A matter of politics, preference, and budget. Visual Studio has all the features you would need. It's even free for non-commercial work. And Microsoft does a good job of catching everybody in their nets. Rider has arguably even better features, but it comes at a higher price. VS Code is something completely different as it focuses on script editing and environments like the web or on-the-fly Python scripts. Personally, I miss quite a few refactoring and debugging features in VS Code, but it's also much faster, lightweight, and maybe easier to use for certain use cases. It's also currently free. Best try out the demos of all of them and look at the videos to get a feel, but if you can't decide, take my opinions. Use Visual Studio if you're a full-time programmer or your company has a deal with Microsoft. Use Rider if you're picky and want to spend money for a more polished experience. Use VS Code if you're a tech artist who writes the occasional script. Use any other IDE or text editor if you like to spend time researching tools instead of coding. You will need Visual Studio to build the game for Windows though. Yeah. A lot of people swear by the Rider. Let's do a new title. VS Code vs Visual Studio for Unity. Let's do a long poll. Which one's better for Unity development? Visual Studio, Visual VS Code. Let's do like a really long 10 minutes. Nowadays I use VS Code. I use Visual Studio a lot, but VS Code seems to be faster. Yeah, I have very little experience with Visual Studio. When I was studying, I used VS Code all the time. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it, or like my experience with it. VS Rider have edge over VS Code in C#. Yeah, this is kind of like the thing. Like, I think Unity is kind of like recommending Visual Studio. I think with VS Code you can have plugins that kind of like make up for it. Rider's bigger benefit was it had built in the JetBrains code suggestions that was only an add-on for Visual Studio and paid separately, but I think AI has replaced that feature already. Yeah, I don't personally know if there's a lot of like UX differences between them anymore. I also recalling this, even if I'm not a proper programmer. Alright, let's see. VS Code feels more snappy and streamlined as VS Writer feels slow and bloated. Editing non-C# files in VS Code is very natural and nice. Only that I still think Visual Studio is very heavy. I have a feeling that Visual Studio is very bloated as well. Obviously, you can do a lot of different stuff with Visual Studio. Like I think it has like these built-in kind of like features where you can like build apps and stuff. It's better nowadays. Okay, somebody's using VS Code. It's free and customizable. I love VS Code. When I need to open script, it's open at the same time you click it. VS Code support is also deprecated in the recent releases of Unity. Is this true? This is like 2023. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true anymore. So this is from 2020. These are so old conversations. Why I switched to VS Code and should you too? Haven't used Unity. Yeah. So Unity, and so we're talking about Unity and C#. So it's very specific environment. Unity development with VS Code. So there's an like an official page. 2023, 2024, Unity was tripping. Yeah, it was bad time for Unity. This guide will help you to make Unity and Visual Studio Code work together. If you're looking for resource to learn C#, check out C# curriculum. So you're gonna be installing Unity, install Visual Studio Code. Then you're gonna do an extension. So Unity extension. And then you need C# dev kit. Sure.man, yeah. Unity extension for Visual Studio Code depends on the Visual Studio Editor Unity package. So you need to install a package. Speed up debugging with Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Unity supports a variety of code editors including VS Code. Lightweight alternative to Visual Studio that provides a cross-platform extensible IDE as well as a rich ecosystem. Yeah. It's free to use as open source. Microsoft also offers a Unity extension that provides C# developers with a streamlined Unity development experience on Visual Studio Code. I think I'm leaning towards Visual Studio Code. I think it's just a better piece of software. I think it just feels like more lightweight and just better. You need to complete several steps to use VS Code. So I need to download it. I need to get the package. And then we need to set up it. Okay. Because to my experience, like VS Code is fairly similar like UX wise than Writer was. Yeah, definitely snappier. Yeah, I can always appreciate that. Like I demand performance from my products. I don't want anything that's like laggy and shit. All right. So let's see. Everyone who has voted is saying that VS Code is better. So does VS Code have any like license shit? Like VS Code and commercial use. Is there like anything to it? VS Code, yes, free for private and commercial use. I just remember waiting for Visual Studio to open for minutes and I want to do that right at that moment. It has wasted hours from my life. Yeah, that's true. It's true. And once you start working on something that's worth money, it's gonna cost you money. Like that's where the saying comes from. Like time is money. Because if you're waiting for like something while you're working, it's literally costing you money. I need to use Studio for my classes, says Mixodin. I think I had more issues with VS Code than with Visual Studio, but maybe there was some configuration issues. When was this, Watsky? Was it a long time ago or just recently? Alright, so VS Code is completely free. 2 years ago. Alright, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT what ChatGPT thinks about it. And I think I'm leaning towards VS Code right now. Hey, ChatGPT. So I'm thinking I'm moving from Rider to either VS Code or VS. I'm working on a Unity region pattern there. Cool. I'm working on a Unity C# game, as you know. Which ID would you recommend me 2025? I know VS has been the more supported one over the years, but how is it these days? I've heard VS Code is lighter, which I can always approve, and I think it may bear more resemblance to Rider, which I've used for many years now. Like writing a letter to Santa? Yeah, that's how I like it. Every day is a Christmas waiting day. Hey, somebody had done like some research that if you are nice to an AI, like this prompt AI, generative AI, you're gonna get like better results. So I'm always nice. I'm always nice. All right. Both options have come a long way. For a robust all-in-one experience, go with Visual Studio if you want a deeply integrated, feature-rich environment tailored for Unity. For a lighter, more customizable setup, choose VS Code if you prefer a faster model editor and are willing to invest a little time in configuring it to suit your Unity workflow. Ultimately, if you're working on a large, complex Unity project where advanced debugging and integrated tools are crucial, like what kind of like advanced debugging are we talking about? Yeah, like what are some use case scenarios where Visual Studio is just better than VS Code? Because I don't get what these advanced debugging or integrated tools are. Mixotin are respectful in the hopes they'll return the favor. Yeah, now I remember there was some debugging issues with VS Code and I just had to use Visual Studio for those. So what is it that like debugger just doesn't work, or like what is it? So let's break down a few concrete scenarios where Visual Studios these are better. Advanced breakpoint. Visual Studio lets you set conditional breakpoints and data breakpoints that trigger only when certain conditions are met. Okay, so I've never done that. It's pretty cool, but I don't think I need that. Detailed variable inspection. When a bug occurs, Visual Studio Debugger provides rich views like call stack, locals, and watch windows. You can inspect complex objects, monitor variable changes in real time. Ah, that's pretty good. Yeah, breakpoints and multiplayer is it's a little questionable. It's a little questionable. Yeah, debug log. Oh, way to go, man. Way to go. And adding some at the end so you can filter. Yeah. Oh man, seamless debugging with the Visual Studio tools. You can attach the debugger directly to the Unity editor. The integration streamlines the process of hitting breakpoints in your Unity scripts and diagnosing runtime issues. So the first thing that I see that is kind of useful is this. So is it so that Visual Studio Code doesn't provide kind of like this? So if I'm doing like breakpoints and I have like a huge ass object and I want to see what's inside it. So is it like VS Code doesn't show it? This fucking thing is not firing. So if that is the case, that VS Code doesn't like show like variables, like complex variables, like that's gonna be pretty bad. That's like the only thing I'm really worried about at that first section. Second one is performance profiling. We don't need that. We have Unity Profiler. It's very bad. Code analysis, static code analysis feature help catch potential issues before you even run your game. For large projects, this can prevent bugs. Static code analysis. What is that? Comprehensive project management. In large Unity projects, having a robust way to navigate your code base is crucial. Visual Studio Solution Explorer, along with features like go to definition or find all references, can save. Oh, so isn't this a thing in VS Code? Isn't this a thing in VS Code? So is there like a find all references kind of thing in VS Code? There is that option, not sure if it works well though. Yeah, I think that's gonna require more of a Unity integration, isn't it? Integrated unit testing. Visual Studio provides integrated support for running and debugging unit tests. Yeah, that's not important. Enhanced integration with external tools. Visual version control integration. Visual Studio offers a more integrated experience with Git. Yeah. Okay, now I'm starting to like lean towards Visual Studio. Like, guys. I'm like, now I'm leaning towards Visual Studio. Because this is what I do with Rider. And I'm not gonna go into Git bash, guys. Like adding like everything in Git bash, it's gonna be a bitch. It's just a bitch. Visual Studio is the toolbox that everything versus everything VS Code is the multi-tool knife. You use VS Code for Git? Mixal, is it good? Is it easy? I don't use Rider's Git for my own projects. What do you use then? Do you have like a source tree or something? I don't want to use source tree. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. And I don't like. I used Git desktop and I used source tree for a little while, and they're fine if you're like if you're doing a lot of work with Git. But I think like IDE built in Git or like a Git plugin, it's just so handy because that's what we're gonna be using all the time anyway. I would say it looks somehow same as in your Rider. Yeah, so Provox is running source tree. All right, so I think we're gonna try both of them. So I think we're actually gonna try both of them, but I think we're gonna start with VS Code. If you want easy to use Git app, use Tortoise Git or just Git Bash. Easy to use Git Bash, really? Really, dude? Git Bash, like when you need to like add individual files, it's gonna start being a lot of work. I think I'm gonna start with VS Code just as a like to see if it's missing anything. Like I think that's what we're gonna go with. And then we're gonna move on to Visual Studio if it's like lacking. That's what we're doing. That's what I wanna go with. I don't mind a little bit of extra work. I don't mind a little bit of I don't mind a little bit of that, extra settings and plugins. Yeah, exactly, Vatsky. We're gonna do like 24 hours and switch to Visual Studio. Okay, so first we need Visual Studio Code. Let's go. Let's go. What the fuck is this? Get out of my face. Is this legit web? Is this like legit? Web.archive.org. What are these Transport Tycoon songs at the background? It's some copyright-free chip tunes. So we don't get stricken down. We don't get struck down. All right. So we need Unity, then we add it to Visual Studio Code. I don't think I have Visual Studio Code, so I think we need to download it. I think I already have Visual Studio installed because of Unity. I have used Wayback Machine once. I don't know why you had Unity guide needed through that. Is that Wayback Machine? It does look like it, doesn't it? It is a Wayback Machine. Like, why? Why did it put me into Wayback Machine? That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Okay, so we got VS Code, the user setup. Let's go. Let's go, boys. So yeah, there's a couple of annoying things that we need to sort out. So first of all, yeah. So did we? Yeah, I think I'm gonna prefer this download. All right. I prefer this one, so I'm just gonna like delete this one. It's an older version anyway. Alright, here we go. Already installed? Really? Really? We have Visual Studio Code. This must be ancient. This has to be ancient. 1.79? yeah, this is pretty old, dude. This Shadows of Tuonela soon to be developing Godot or Unreal. Damn right. Damn right. So yeah, this is some old shit. Please press update. Yeah. So can you update from that? No. Help. Hey, how's it going? Our good friend from India. Void Chaos Father. Alright, so am I updating? Yeah, alright, update now. Signs of me saying good morning. Good morning. Hey. Hey Aishiman, have you checked out my video? Have you wishlisted my game? Have you sold your kidney towards my game? UE5 project with no optimization. Oh man, oh man. I am intrigued by UE. I think at some point we're gonna give it a go. It's gonna be terrible, but I think we're gonna give it a go at some point. But right now, I don't see any reason to do that. All right, so January 2025. That seems pretty good. Did you is it done? Is it done? Are we done? I sold my liver because I can't pay with kidney. Oh man, that sucks. What's wrong with your kidney? Too much Coca-Cola? So we have a couple of different colorings. Dark modern, dark high contrast. Okay, so I guess we have that. Now let's have a look at the guidelines. So what do we need to do? So we need Unity for Visual Studio Code extension. So we have the extensions. So let's look for Unity. So this is integrates Visual Studio Code with Unity. It's 3.5 stars out of 5. You will love Grovbox. What is it like a nice looking theme? I wanna look at the screenshots. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's not bad. All right. Maybe. So we need to do that. So let's install this. Let's install that. You like bald people? Well, yeah. Sure. Don't you? Alright, so we're updating that. What else? What else do we need to do? Then we need Unity extensions installed as dependencies required to write C# dev kit. So if we write C#, we're probably gonna get the most popular ones. So base language. So we have C# already. It is rocking a solid 2.5 stars out of 5. Guys, I think we're cooked. Alright, C# dev kit, we have that one as well. I am a little surprised. So it seems like we have used VS Code sometime in the past. Then we update the Visual Studio package, so we're gonna go into Unity packages. Eating black gold from Tampere. Yeah, so this is one thing. So we first need to set up the VS Code, and then there's actually another thing, which is we need to update our multiplayer framework, which is kind of annoying. So Unity just like deprecated the packages that we used for the alpha, and I've been just pressing the dismiss. I've been pressing the dismiss every time we've went inside Unity. But I think this is the time we gotta like face the fact. we gotta face the deprecation. Dismiss. So do we have the latest Unity version? Installs. I think this is the latest. Yeah. These nuts. C# the enterprise Java that Microsoft fanboys pretend is revolutionary. Hey. None of that, none of those facts into my stream. None of those facts, I don't need them. All right. All right, so here we are. Okay, so this is another problem. I'm gonna handle this after that. I'm gonna handle this problem later. All right. So what do we need? Let's do the basic layout. So I need a package. I need a jack package. So let's look for Visual Studio Code. Package. So what was it called? The Unity extension for Visual Studio Code depends on the Visual Studio Editor Unity package. So it's Visual Studio Editor. All right. Code editor integration for supporting Visual Studio as code editor for Unity. What? It says Visual Studio. Unity extension for Visual Studio Code depends on the Visual Studio Editor. Okay, so we do need that. It's the same, all right. It seems like it's already there. We already have it. It is done. Set VS Code as Unity's external. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of given. I think it's in preferences. So where is it in general? I can't see it. So where is it? Preferences, external tools. Am I blind? Can I? Am I blind? I can't say it. I cannot see it. Under analysis. There it is. Thank you, Alex. That's a big help. All right, so we're switching over to Visual Studio Code. I remember using Mono developed for Unity 3.5. God damn. We have an expert over here. All right, so we're doing that. You are now ready to start editing with Visual Studio Code. Guys, I'm scared. Guys. All right, so let's have a look. So we're gonna open some piece of script. I'm just gonna do like... I'm just gonna open Bush script. I'm just gonna... Do you trust the authors? I do. It is me. Amaria. Okay, so we're just... Sign in to use your Visual Studio subscription benefits. We are getting a hell of a lot of errors. Failed to restore NuGet package. Nugget packages? What is that? It's still downloading. All right, so we're getting some shit. You intended to execute a .NET application. Your application restore does not exist. You intend to execute it, okay? Lightweight and snappy. Yeah, it seems like it's being snappy to my ass right now. All right, so I don't hate the color scheme, but it's too generic. It is so generic. It doesn't feel like mine. I need a different theme. Where do I search for themes. Extensions. Doesn't seem like it though, does it? Preferences? Profiles? I'm probably gonna need some bottom left for settings. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Themes. All right. Color theme. So we're using dark modern. Let's try these different ones. What is dark high contrast? No. No. I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Dark Visual Studio. It's looking a little bland, guys. It's looking a little bland. Like, where's the color? Where are the colors? There's no coloring. Yeah, we're just delaying. Yeah, I know. But this is very important. So we're doing Abyss. No. No. That's not gonna do it. Kimby Dark. Themes knob. Hey, I'm gonna be looking at this all day, every day, so it needs to be something I want. Mohsen Robin, welcome. Thank you for the follow. All right, so that's not good. So I think the best one has been this Dark Plus. So what's the difference between Dark Plus and Dark Modern? Like virtually nothing. Nothing changed. Look Google for ideas. All right. VS Code themes. Dark Modern is a tidbit darker. So there's a lot of themes. So what is tickling my brain? What is tickling my brain the right way? So I think this is pretty good. The Monokai Pro is pretty good. I think that's all right. The Dracula theme is not looking too shabby because I need like a little bit of that contrast. I need a little bit of that color. And I'm not huge into, you know, like customizing all the kind of like the highlight colors so that variables are suddenly like pink and methods are like charcoal or like cyan or something. Okay, so that ground box is actually it's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Vue. It's kind of like this nice blue. Nice blue. My nose is stuffed. Monokai. I think the Monokai is actually popping off. GitHub theme. Atom 1 Dark. Winter is coming. Oh man. IU Dark. Huh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the colors are a little off on this one. Like I like the underlying like editor color. The background color is nice, but it's just so yellow. Make sure to just use one that goes nice with the eyes. So what does my like rider look like? Yeah, it's true. I can change like the specific colors as well. So what does my rider look like? So it's a little bit like this. Yeah, this looks right. This looks like home. So what is the closest to this? What is the closest to this, guys? Looks like GitHub theme. Never mind. No rider ripoff. Yeah. Let's see like a rider. JetBrains Rider Dark. I think this is like really good. This is really good. I think this is literally the one that I have. So can we just like steal this? Yeah, we're just like open it. Open it. Yeah, totally. Digimezzo. I trust you, Digimezzo. Should I trust it? What does it like? I trust it with my life. Like what does it have? Like, does it have any like permissions? So take ratings. So they do scan for malware, and they kind of like they do test it. But I think there was there was some drama at some point where some extension was stealing like stuff. I think there was some talk about that. Do you guys remember it? So where was I? Like, all right. So I think it's this one. It was a theme, yeah, like exactly, like it can be a thing. So it has a public repository. All right, so this is exactly the one I was looking for. I don't know. Does Digimezzo have a lot of? Do you have a lot of repositories? Dopamine Windows. So it seems like he's quite popular. It seems like he's been doing some good shit. He's got some stars. Do we trust this guy? Digimezzo, are you a scammer? Doesn't look too suspicious, yeah. So I think we're just gonna like we're not gonna allow it to auto update. So that this is actually like last time it was updated was like 2 years ago. So I think we're gonna trust it. I'm just not gonna put the auto update. So if somebody like steals Digimezzo's account or something, it's not gonna be able to input malware. So yeah, are we gonna trust it? Hell yeah, we're gonna trust it. Hell yeah. So people have been reviewing. Can you like see the reviews? Great. Awesome stuff. All right, so did we get the extension? Are we running it now? Are we running it? What's going on? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I do like that. Oh, yeah, you can even like make it different, yeah. Okay. So now we need to what we need to do is we need to attach this to Git. So we're gonna do source control. It already did it. Alright, so how does... So it already connected. Can I do like player state? What did I do? Ah, I added the random shit here. Alright, so how do you like add... How do I add these files? Weave as tree, commit, refresh, more actions. So I can probably like do like this, yeah. Alright, so test commit added random items into player inventory. Click the plus file to stage it. Alright, so yeah, you can do like multiple and you can stage them like this. Alright. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. Alright, so it's just gonna commit. Commit and push. Let's see if it goes straight away. Would you like Visual Studio Code to periodically run git fetch? Sure. Sure, it probably doesn't make any difference whatsoever because no one else is pushing. Yeah. So then we have, oh yeah, we have these. So I think we can like do this. Can we like roll back with right click? No. Discard all changes. Yeah. So it did it to everything. Push it to the limit. All right. So it's not as clean as it is with Rider. But I think we can live with this. I think we can live with this. How do you zoom this shit? How do you zoom? Control plus. Thank you. Alright, so I think that's better. I think that's better. The font is looking a little off, but I think it's just gonna be something that we get used to. It actually like increases the fucking like these as well. Like I only wanna like increase the font size of this. Yeah. Change font. Alright, let's see. Settings. Text editor. Formatting. No. Font. Kunsolas Courier monospace. How do you change that? RuneScape font. Damn right. Alright, so how do you change that? Boom. Alright, I just deleted it. Am I supposed to like write it here? Like how, what the fuck is this? Font the ligatures. So I just like deleted it. I deleted it, guys. Okay, so we can actually make it bigger. Okay, so that works. But does it make it that bigger as well? No. Alright, so I think that 16 is looking pretty good. I think that's looking pretty good. So what is this shit? What is this shit? It's red. Project 1. What is wrong with you? I don't know. We got some sort of error here. One failed to load. So something failed. No required version of Net SDK was found. All right, that can be a problem. All right, so okay, so I think we can live with this. So it's just gonna be we gotta get into it and see how it feels like. We're getting some references. Oh, what is that? Animator. What is this? Bush script? Animator? Ah, okay, I see. So it shows the references here. Did you get that font change? Try Family JetBrains Mono. Let's go. Let's if that's a thing, you're gonna be clutching so hard. You are clutching so hard if that is the case. All right, so where was I? Preferences, profile settings. Not sure if it works. I like the hack font. All right, so I did that. I have no idea if it like. Alright, so it has some default. Use error font family you like. Like, how does it find the font family? Like, what? That doesn't seem makes any sense. Yeah. Open VS Code settings, code preference settings, then add to the end of the user settings JSON file, editor font family JetBrains Mono. Settings, code preferences. Settings, code. User settings JSON file. Is it like inside the VS Code itself? Like I have a feeling like we're talking about like there's a button edit in settings JSON. See it in blue now. Please sign in to backup, yeah. Middle of the screen. Get out of here. What is this? What is this? Middle of the screen? Like, Ah, you mean some... okay. There it is. How do I get this shit out of my face? Alright, so jet color theme is this. JetBrains Mono is the ESC. Ah, thank you, Timpa. JetBrains Mono is the font family. True. Theme is new UI dark. So did we actually change the font already? I guess it's already there. All right, so I think we're gonna just go with this now. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, that's basically it. So yeah, let's close everything down and open everything. And next we gotta like fix the packages. So Unity decided to kill off their old like multiplay and netcode for game objects packages, and they've come up with another solution. So we gotta do that. I have no idea if it's gonna be like a 1 minute thing, or if it's gonna be like an hour, 10-hour thing. But we're gonna see. So basically, these are being deprecated. And I think it says here, Unity Matchmaker is part of Unity's growing suite of multiplayer services. The SDK is now part of the Unified Multiplayer Services packages. So we're gonna be needing COM Unity Services Multiplayer. I think that's what we need. Let's see if we can... Okay, so we can't copy it from there. Multiplayer play mode, multiplayer tools. But yeah, we're gonna be removing these, I suppose. We're gonna be removing this and see if we can install the one that's kind of like taking over. This is a little bit of a, you know, a boring thing that we gotta do these things before we actually get developing. Sometimes you gotta do a lot of work before you get to work, you know. And it's better that we do them now that in contrast to doing them along the way. So I'm removing these shits, and now we need the new version. Now, what is the new version then? So let's just search for multiplayer. So is this it? Multiplayer play mode. Multiplayer play mode is featured that enables multiple editor instances to be opened simultaneously. So I think that's really cool. I think we could use that at some point. So what is the like the new multiplayer package? That tool includes all of them, if I'm correct. I only installed it. So what you're saying is that this one includes all of them. Let's actually take a look at the documentation. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. So this has profile, network simulator, scene visualization. All No. How do I find information about these shits? Change log. So this doesn't really help. So multiplayer package is deprecated. The SDK is now part of the Unified Multiplayer Services package. Community Services Multiplayer. Can I like search with that? Community Services Multiplayer. Community Services Multiplayer. Can I like search with this? It seems like it might be something completely different. Yeah, it was multiplayer services. Multiplayer services, that's the one. So the tools was something else. It's alright, thanks for helping. Alright, so I think we got that. Do we still get errors? So we're getting something. Failed to restore nugget packages. What does this mean? Could not be loaded. So what did it say? Like no required version. No required version of Net SDK was found. What is this? I believe you have installed two versions of .NET, one for x86 and one for 64-bit. It resolves the 86 version while the SDK is in 64. That's why you did everything in okay. Update the SDK. I think it could be just the fact that it can't find the .NET SDK. Go to VS Code settings and search for .NET path. You will find under C# extension a field to fill. Make sure it is empty. Oh man. So yeah, go to search for .NET and you will find under C# field. Make sure it's empty. Go to extensions. Uninstall Unity extension. Then you uninstall. I installed this .NET SDK 9.0 200 Win. I had the same error. That is helpful. Yeah. I think I had the similar error on Rider as well. So I had like an old version or something. I got a lot of tabs open. Oh my god. I got a lot of tabs, brother. I just built my PC again, so I had to install everything again, so it's in fresh memory. Yeah. Was it a lot of work to get everything working and done? Alright, so that's done. Let's see if we reboot this again. Do we get the same error? Okay, we're definitely getting some progress is made. Something is being... something is happening. I just built my PC again, yeah. Man, I really want a new GPU. Let's go, says Timpa. Determining projects to restore. So are you done? Is it like done? We have 5 problems. Multiplayer service does not exist in the current context. So we are getting some multiplayer manager issues. Peak. Go to definition. I wonder, like, it doesn't like give me any like importables. Like, like Rider had this where you could like import something in, like instantly. Is there anything like that to VS Code? Go to definition, go to type definition. It should give at some cases. Try Control Plus. Control Plus zooms. Paha pasifisti. Hei, mitä kuuluu, moro. Guess who just dislocated their finger? What? Control dots. Generate interface. Generate nested interface. Yeah, so it doesn't have any quick fixes. All right. Okay, thanks. I didn't know about that keybind. Very helpful. Yeah. My server query handle. Is this... I have a feeling I need to be importing something. I just don't know what that is. Because we just changed the package. My shoenails got stuck together. I fell and now my pinky doesn't move. Oh, what the hell? That's bad, man. Maybe you should go to hospital. As GPT. La 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 la. All right. So what do we do? It's not like we need this. We don't need this script right now. I'm just gonna remove Rider from the toolbar. Gonna add VS Code. So these don't. Are you missing a directive or assembly reference? Multiplayer service. All right. Hey, check that out. Check that out. So it did find something. It did change something. Change multiplayer service to multiplayer service. Sure. But then there's no method like this. Server config. They changed some of that code. Yeah, it does seem like so. So, guess what I'm gonna do with this, guys? Guess what I'm gonna do with this? I am going to be commenting it all out. And apparently Control/ isn't a thing. How do, like, is there a VS Code binding to, like, to get rid of everything? Fucking hell. Comment. Control K. Toggle block comment. Yeah, it's old version, old package. Control K. Add comment on current selection. Can I change this? Enter vieres. Toggle line comment. So are you saying it's that one? Toggle. Oh yeah. That's actually true. That's true. Let's put it here. All right. There it is. There it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. Our first actual VS Code implementation. We just commented a bunch of shit out. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Okay. So, does the game boot? Does the game boot? What do we have set up on our join server button? Okay, so it has none. I think multiplayer manager. I think we're gonna put our network manager in here, and we are going to be setting automatic host, start host. So yeah. Let's see if the game boots up. It should, right? It should. It should boot up. It does boot. Good stuff. All right. Okay, so there's some hope that we are gonna get actual work done this week. So let's add these. And updated, got rid of the old deprecated Unity multiplayer packages and installed a new multiplayer services package. All right. And then change the join button to do a self-host again. Commented out the deprecated multiplayer manager. All right, progress. Sync changes. Sure. Yeah, don't show again, please. I don't want to see any useless shit. I don't want to see any errors when there's none. All right. Okay, good stuff. Hey, and nice to meet you new people. We have Paha Pacifisti and at least Paha Pacifisti. Nice to meet you. How are you? Are you a developer yourself? We are building a game called Shadows of Tuonela. We've been working on this game for 6 months now. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. So we've been working on this game for quite a while now, and we are moving on to the beta version now. We are going to the beta. Pass a fist. We just came up with a new video, and it's currently rocking 1,000 views. If you guys want to see it, please go check it out and give it some love. It's gonna help me. It's gonna help me a lot. And the game is out as well. We have a wish list now. We have a wish list now. Oh, come wish list me now. I'm gonna show you how. I need to do some. I need to do a panel under the stream to kind of like link to this place as well. All right, so let's close down a lot of these things. We're not gonna be needing them. I don't think I need that one as well either. Don't need. I don't need any of those. Good stuff. I'm gonna take a break now. We've been doing 2.5 hours, so I'm going to work on something to eat, do some coffee. So we're gonna do a little bit of a break here. a little bit of a break here, guys. Nice, just crawled around Finnish streams and saw this dev2, although in web/apps/ whatever. Hey, nice to meet you, dude. You're gonna be just fine around here. We have a lot of 90% of here are from Finland. I used to stream like years and years in Finnish, but ever since the game development mode 6 months ago, I was like, okay, let's go English. Let's go English. And yeah, that's where we are right now. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna do a little PRP. Do you guys want to watch some video or something? Tiba says that question, how are you publishing the game through a company? So currently I am probably gonna do self-publishing. I would be open to, having a publisher, but it would probably be a horrible deal. It would probably be a bad deal for me. And I think, I asked one bigger streamer I don't think he's a bigger streamer, but he's a bigger game developer than me. He was basically like, you should probably look into self-publishing first. And how I understood it was that you're probably gonna get such a bad deal from publisher that it doesn't really make any sense. So it's gonna be like them taking everything and you probably not getting really anything. So I think we're gonna be self-publishing this unless something good comes out. And right now I think it's just the most important thing is to work on the game and gain as much attention as we possibly can. I am looking, I think we need to start looking at funding. I think there are a couple of things we could look into. Some of these grants or whatever. Yeah, if you guys know anything or know how we could raise some money, I am interested in that. I don't have anything else right now, so this is what I'm doing full time. Let me know if you have anything. Is there some videos you guys want to see? I could pop on some videos when I go pick up some food. Sell ass? I don't know if anyone would buy. Want to sell ass 25 each. All right. Prime reacts to Prime reacting, and we are gonna be reacting to that. 25 GPE EA. It's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. First time listening to Melo Death Metal. Ooh, I'm seeing Chiller bottom there. That could be fun. That could be fun. I quit World of Warcraft and spent a year addicted to old school RuneScape. Damn. I tried building SAAS for 300 days. Why does your YouTube seem so much like mine? Hey, yeah, we're all living the same lives, guys. Like try to get that into your thick heads that none of us are individuals. We are all living the same life. All right, so I'm gonna, I don't know, biggest editors of the world. I got a mystery package. RTX 50 disaster. Okay, so you guys can check this out before when I'm gone. All right, let me know what it is.
At least 0.5% of NVIDIA's 5070 Ti, 5090D, and 5090 GPUs are missing some of their ROMs, resulting in at least a 4% performance impact, which is a huge amount, considering that's the number that NVIDIA admitted to. But we have a fix for this problem, and we'd like to publicly propose it to NVIDIA. NVIDIA, the fix is stop telling people how many ROPs there are. Actually, just stop telling them much of anything. In the drivers, disable all the features that report back what's detected in the hardware. It's a mystery box of a GPU. It's time to start acting like the monopoly that you are and really take advantage of it. You've earned this monopolistic behavior. Now it's time to just drive it home. It's like the hotspot sensors where you set it to not work anymore because that would be useful. Now is a good time to just also disable reading anything else that could be wrong. No hyperbole here, this is officially the worst GPU launch that I have personally ever covered. Now, it was tied for a little bit with two other launches. One was AMD, one was also NVIDIA. The RTX 20 series, for example, the best thing it had going for it in terms of worst launches of all time, really, was the artifacting memory. The Space Invaders, it resulted in one of the best t-shirt designs we ever made. They had artifacting memory plus no namesake RT features for the RT graphics cards for like 50 days in games, in actual games, not just the Star Wars tech demo that NVIDIA made that you can look at with the shiny elevators. The 20 series also had abysmal pricing. It was some of the worst we'd ever seen until now. It was contending with leftover supply of the 1080 Ti, which was a better purchase at launch. Hell, we were even reminded of AMD's past launches, including Vega, with its multiple packaging technology failures, resulting in unlevel heatsink mounting in combination with its terrible initial drivers. I mean, there was a time when we installed AMD drivers for a test system, and it was the press drivers, and they were like 640 by 480, and then the screen turned green and then red, and then it flickered a lot, and this is worse than all of these things. The newest in a line of NVIDIA's multi-failure generation includes NVIDIA flying way too close to the sun with 12-volt 2x6, its paper launch, its fake prices, and its intentionally misleading charts about performance capabilities of the 50 series. And now there's another one, which is a total misrepresentation of the spec itself. Tech Power Up uncovered that some RTX 5090 GPUs were missing 8 ROPs, or Raster Operations Pipelines, sometimes known as Render Output Units. The end result was that a 5090 would show 168 ROPs instead of 176. On the 5070 Ti, the difference would be going to 88 ROPs from 96 ROPs, a huge swing. From 88 to 96, that's an increase of 9%. This may have greater than the prescribed 4% impact on performance, but we won't know until one of our viewers is able to find an affected unit and sell it to us. ROPs can have an impact on performance, especially as it relates to pixel processing, so differences in performance can emerge based on resolution and anti-aliasing settings in particular. We're not sure yet how much impact there will be, other than what NVIDIA has stated. TPU suggests, though, that some of their testing shows equivalence, while one test they had showed a 5% swing. And just as a quick aside here, this is why we need some of these cards, because we want to test them. So if you have a 5070 Ti where GPU-Z reports 88 ROPs, it'll be on the main page, or a 5090 where it reports 168 ROPs, then email tips@gamersnexus.net. We're putting a bounty on one RTX 5090 with missing ROPs and one RTX 5070 Ti with missing ROPs. We'll pay an extra $500 on top of whatever you paid on your receipt. You can check by installing GPU-Z, installing the drivers, that step is important, and running GPU-Z to check the main tab for ROPs count. We'll pay full retail and shipping so we can dig deeper into the performance impact. But back to it, NVIDIA has released a statement. Apparently this met the threshold for a rapid response. Maybe it was the fact that the news landed on a Friday. It perfectly lined up to bury the reply. But its other issues have gone unanswered. So let's get into it. Before that, this video is brought to you by Thermal Grizzly and their new Duronaut Thermal Paste. Thermal Grizzly claims its Duronaut paste is intended for long-term stability and endurance, focusing on paste longevity in addition to the usual performance focus. Thermal Grizzly's Duronaut paste comes with applicators and spreaders, and ships in numerous tube sizes, aiming to provide a high-end paste for PC builds and daily driven overclocks by enthusiasts. Learn more at the link in the description below. So NVIDIA's response, here's what they said. Quote, we have identified, aka Tech Power Up, but alright, we have identified a rare issue affecting less than 0.5%, 0.5% of GeForce 5090, 5090D, and 5070 Ti GPUs, which have one fewer ROP than specified. The average graphical performance impact is 4%, with no impact on AI and compute workloads. Affected consumers can contact the board manufacturer for a replacement. The production anomaly has been corrected, end quote. Now, NVIDIA stating one missing ROP was a little odd, but TPU also thought so. Tech Power Up wrote this, quote, while NVIDIA talks about one ROP unit, this really means 8 ROPs in our context. Many years ago, marketing decided that higher numbers equal better, so they started to report the number of pixels that can be processed per unit instead of the actual unit count. So in this case, one hardware unit is disabled, which means 8 pixels per clock less can be processed, resulting in a loss of 8 ROPs, end quote. Now, a 4% swing is gigantic. First of all, 4% is enough to completely eradicate the gap that is between the 5070 Ti and the 4070 Ti Super in some instances, which is insane. It basically invalidates the reason you'd buy a 5070 Ti if it is even that little. The 5070 Ti, by percentage, is losing more of its ROPS than a 5090. So if the 5090 loss was 4% swing by NVIDIA's numbers here, the 5070 Ti might see more of a loss. Regardless, this performance swing is completely unacceptable. There's not that much performance gained over the last generation to begin with. And we'd also be shocked if NVIDIA didn't know about this ahead of launch. Secondarily, getting support from board manufacturers right now, which is what NVIDIA is suggesting, will be hit and miss on supply in terms of how fast you can get a replacement. There's going to be a lot of just sort of natural pressure where some people are like, I was scalped for this card, or I got really lucky when I sniped this card when it was restocked. I don't want to send it off into oblivion and wait an unknown amount of time to get a response, get one back. And so there's that natural impetus to just hold on to the card, even though it is deficient, which is really unfortunate. Either way, it depends how many that the manufacturers have retained for ARM8 purposes, and if those are also not defective. And once again, we'd be happy to buy one of each from our audience if you have one. But let's look at how this might have happened. This is a block diagram of the GB202 GPU, the GPU used in the RTX 5090. The GB202 full chip contains 12 GPCs, or graphics processing clusters. These containers each possess 8 TPCs, or texture processing clusters. Within each TPC are 2 SMs, streaming multiprocessors, but this is the full chip with all 96 TPCs in total. The full chip can have a maximum of 24,576 CUDA cores, but the 5090 has 21,760. That means that the 5090 has 85 TPCs to the 96 total, or in other words, NVIDIA is disabling 11 TPCs. This isn't abnormal, and there's nothing sketchy about this. This is actually just how the process normally works, where what's going on here is NVIDIA has some room for yields. They have room for a few defects within the silicon where they can toggle off components to still keep the silicon sellable as a lower bin 5090 from the full fat GB202 die. So that leaves some room for failures without one defect in the chip totally ruining the whole thing. In this situation, NVIDIA has room for up to 11 TPCs to be botched. It is intentionally disabling those, whether they're good or bad, to make a 5090. They could be flawless. Now, most likely they'd set that aside and maybe use it for a 5090 Ti or something. But in many cases, what happens is if a chip has enough of the physical hardware within it functioning that it clears the barrier to become whatever the card is, a 5090 in this instance, they might fuse off some of the other functioning parts to then create the 5090. It's supposed to go down from fully functioning or more than necessary function to the actual spec. Not what we're seeing here, which is going from the spec to something undefined and worse. But here's where we think it went wrong. This is a zoomed in look at a GPC. Notice that at the very bottom, there's a block of dark blue bars split into 8 partitions. Number 8 matches the number of ROPS that TPU reported as missing, so this is an important number. Notice that these 8 ROPS are aligned with 4 of the TPCs above them. There are 2 groups of 8 in one GPC, with each of the groups associated with a group of 4 TPCs. If NVIDIA's manufacturing had defects, or if it intentionally disabled too many adjacent TPCs, like shown in this logical diagram, then NVIDIA would lose access to the ROPS. Now, to be clear, the part that's coming up here is our best understanding of the situation, and it involves a little bit of speculation because NVIDIA hasn't been fully transparent, which to some extent is fine, but they haven't fully disclosed and discussed exactly how the TPCs connect to the ROPS. And so we're speculating a little bit in this next part. Back to the full diagram. The full GB202 diagram would accommodate 192 ROPS on a perfectly made chip that resembles this. Across 24 groups of 4 adjacent TPCs, totaling a max of 96, NVIDIA could lose TPCs in theoretically any distribution across the die as long as it doesn't drop below 22 groups of sufficiently adjacent TPCs to bring with them their 8 associated ROPS. Now, the key phrasing in that sentence is sufficiently adjacent, which is intentionally vague and ambiguous from us. That's the speculation part, because what we don't know is what the maximum count of adjacent TPCs is that NVIDIA can lose before it then loses access to all 8 of the associated ROPS. So in other words, can it have one of 4 TPCs in a group and keep all 8 ROPs? Or does it need 2 of 4? Or does the adjacency of the groups of the TPCs where they're toggled, does that matter? That's what we don't know here. Even if NVIDIA toggles one entire GPC, as TPU showed in its review diagram here, it'd still have to pull another 3 TPCs from elsewhere. For instance, and based on this logical diagram, if NVIDIA loses 3 adjacent TPCs from one group versus 3 TPCs with one gap between them in a group, we're not sure how that affects which ROPs remain active. What we are fairly certain about is that losing all 4 adjacent TPCs would also eliminate their 8 associated ROPs. But it's our understanding that NVIDIA can also lose access to these ROPs if too many clustered TPCs are lost, even below what we think is the clear threshold of 4. That's how we understand it. We're not 100% sure on some of the factors here. With 176 ROPs in the official spec, NVIDIA can lose 11 TPCs distributed across the entire die without losing those extra ROPs. It's just the adjacency. And so as far as we can find, and read through the white paper and looked at some of the reports online, but the white paper was the big one, NVIDIA does not appear, at least as of writing this, to define how its ROPs are made accessible and through which pathways they connect to the rest of the chip. So we don't know the requirement from the TPCs associated with them in terms of how many are enabled, or if they can have like one and then a gap and then the remainder or something. Either way though, we think that NVIDIA may have had some devices manufactured in a way that lose these 8 ROPs based on this. And we know they have manufactured some incorrectly because they...
So wait, is this video about the NVIDIA's lacking those ROPs? Because I think there were a lot of kind of like a reports that I don't know if it's all the new 5K series, but some of them are like missing power basically. I don't like actually like know what the ROPs stand for. But yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough.
We've admitted it. We think this is what it's related to. Now, frankly,
PC
we find it completely unbelievable that NVIDIA would ship these units unknowingly. Because if NVIDIA actually did accidentally ship these, that is a level of incompetence that's honestly frightening and kind of shakes the foundation of the entire premise of why you buy NVIDIA. The whole point of buy NVIDIA is the same reason you bought Intel in the mid-2010s. So Intel was sort of the put-together professional of, you know you're going to get something that works in the mid-2010s. And
well, it could be the case. Like there's always the possibility that they are incompetent. Like I think what you see oftentimes in these established industry like giants. So for example, when you're talking about like any like big commercially successful company, so you're talking about Intel, you're talking about NVIDIA, even like gaming studios, so like Blizzard and all these stuffs. I think what you're gonna see is that those pioneers and those like gurus that made the company basically, what made it so impeccable, they're gonna be replaced eventually. They're gonna be gone eventually. It could be because they are not appreciated. It could be that they got basically heated out, so the company kind of like kicked them or fired them, or they left because of X and Y and Z. And you're gonna see these kinds of things happen. Like if there is missing those old gurus who were really, really good at figuring everything out and have an eye for detail, and they just knew the tech in and out, they get replaced and the shit gets through. That just happens. It just happens. Even for NVIDIA, which is one of the biggest companies. Diablo Mobile. Yeah, we don't even need to talk about Diablo Mobile. We can talk about Diablo 4. Like Diablo 4 is it's like the husk. It's like the core, not the core, but the surface of Diablo. It's missing all the like essence.
AMD was like, I don't know, sniffing glue or something. Not really sure what AMD was doing back then. They've turned it around. It's good now for the CPU side. But NVIDIA is in that position. Intel was in the scenario where it's like, you buy NVIDIA because you're pretty sure it's just going to work. That's the thing the guy on the stage in the leather jacket said. He said it just works. And I don't know if he said it before Todd Howard or not, but that's something that Jensen Huang said. It's the whole premise of NVIDIA and paying more for it. And that foundation is starting to show cracks. This has been a disastrous launch for NVIDIA. And this is a level of incompetence. If they shipped these without knowing that there was this defect, that is terrifying. Because every single chip is tested off the line. We know this for a fact. At the fab level, they test them electrically for the presence of all the physical hardware. They know precisely what is getting shipped. And at the board partner level, when they integrate the hardware, we, GN, we have been to factories where they assemble video cards off the SMT line. Every single video card factory I've ever been to has 100% of video cards function tested. Not only are 100% function tested, they function test them with at least 2 software suites. One is often their own proprietary thing, another is provided by NVIDIA. And we've never been allowed to show it, but I have seen it. And I know that it function tests for the presence of specific hardware units. And I find it completely impossible to believe that somebody didn't know about this and that this was a mistake. So that leaves the other option, which is malice. So NVIDIA's got 2 options here. They've got incredible, unprecedented incompetence from NVIDIA to not know this, or they have the malicious decision to ship it anyway and hope no one notices
that
or
looks
deal
sick.
with it later. So that's what I think. And if it's the incompetence option, fine. You can be incompetent if you want. There's nothing illegal about being incompetent. It might have consequences legally, but it's not illegal to be an idiot. And if that's the route that NVIDIA is going, then that, again, sort of calls into question why you buy NVIDIA to begin with. Because that's what you're paying for. It's the competence. They are put together.
It could be another thing. This goes aligned with the incompetence, but NVIDIA is not a hardware company anymore. I think that's kind of like a given right now. Like NVIDIA has become an AI driven, like an AI kind of like company, and that's what's boosted their like stock price, and that's what's boosting their kind of like hardware side as well, or well, I suppose the product side, not the hardware. So I could completely see that they don't really care about the hardware anymore. They're doing the kind of like the bare minimum for the hardware, and then it's just the huge AI side that is kind of like triumphing and taking all the money. And I think it could be that because they have downplayed the hardware so much that even like shit goes through. It's possible. Sanguine, how's it going? Sanku, good day, my man.
Their drivers haven't really been questioned for like a decade, whereas Intel and AMD have both gone through really heavy scrutiny for drivers. And all of that comes down to the same thing. So it kind of comes down to, if such competence questions in QC are now involved at the chip level, it makes us question how much they tried to QC things like 575 watts down a 12-volt high-power cable. It calls the entire premise of the card into question for the 0.5% of fuck-ups. To ship 0.5% of its inventory with missing hardware that only the most advanced users would even notice is either a regrettable insight into NVIDIA's actual
It's good. How is it going in here? Hey, we're slowly getting momentum. We had a couple of rough weeks. We had to work on the Steam page, and we had to do a little video and stuff like that. But now we're getting back into development. I've got some macaroni laatikko coming. It's good.
Competence, or
like
they
you
thought
said.
they'd get away with it.
All right, what else?
Up until yesterday, the RTX 5080 should have been immune to this. NVIDIA's statement omitted the card, and on a technical level, it makes sense that it'd be immune. The RTX 5080 has 10,752.
Yeah. Although my macaroni laatikko has a chance of giving me food poisoning, because I basically made like this huge, like 2 trays of macaroni laatikko, macaroni casserole or whatever in English, and I put one of them like to the balcony because I didn't have any I didn't have any space in my fridge, so I put the other one in the balcony. And I've been eating it every so often, and now I think we're like 3rd or 4th day in. So I was sniffing it. I was like, is this fine? And I was like looking at it and trying to like see if there's any mold or anything. I think it smelled good. So yeah, that's what I'm eating. That's what I'm eating. I think it's like third or fourth day it's been in the balcony. And the balcony should be roughly like fridge temperature. So it's gonna be interesting. So do we get food or do we get food poisoning? Well, we'll see. Nvidia is based on their performance or modes. Is mode something? I don't know. All right, but hey, I'm gonna grab my possible food poisoning. Why not both? Yeah, it's gonna give you nutrition. It might poison you along the way, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, I'm gonna let you guys watch this, and I'm gonna pick the food.
2 CUDA cores and runs on the GB203 processor. GB203 per NVIDIA and on TPU has a maximum configuration size of 10,752 CUDA cores. Its maximum ROPS configuration is 112, which also matches the 5080. The 5080 appears to be a perfect cut of the GB203 die, and so any missing ROPS would be accompanied by other missing components in theory, which would theoretically force a down bin as a salvage SKU to something else. But that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. A viewer emailed us an instance of a 5080 with missing ROPS and validated it with GPU-Z and 3D Mark. That same viewer was in contact with video cards and published a validated GPU-Z result to the TPU database, so you may have seen that story just pop up online. We're in the process of obtaining one, but this really throws a wrench into all of the theories and ideas because this shouldn't be able to happen. Maybe it was actually a manufacturing process defect, but we maintain that they would know about this. But that brings us back to the problem with all of this, which is that NVIDIA has now shattered the trust that you can have to open a box of an NVIDIA product and expect the GPU to contain the parts they advertise to you. You have to look at this with a slippery slope argument. Fallacy as it may be, it starts to become a question of what else do they do this with? Could they do it with memory? It did that with the GTX 970 previously, and that was intentional, but the GTX 970 3.5 gigabyte situation has been long enough in the past that it's been wiped from memory. Did you see what I... So we're now at a stage where, with all of the other issues, it's not just this one thing getting blown out of proportion, which is, I think, probably what NVIDIA would feel like. With the collective of the problems, you simply can't trust that the thing you're taking out of the box has what it says it has and does what it says it does. And that's a big problem for NVIDIA. That is, to use the words that PR can quote and send up the chain, the foundation of NVIDIA's brand credibility that starts to crumble. It has fought very hard to earn that brand credibility, and it's that position Intel
still tastes good.
And if NVIDIA doesn't fix this, like now, immediately, then this could be
this is a big portion
of the tide that we saw
this
with
is the rest
Intel
of
and
the tray I had.
The difference is that thus far, AMD's GPU division has given us little reason to think that they can capitalize on these scenarios. AMD has managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory at every possible corner over the last several years. So they really need to turn their stuff around too here, because this is the moment for AMD and Intel. And if they don't capture it and they let it slip, then I mean, they're just going to completely miss out on this opportunity, and NVIDIA will go on and continue acting the way they do. So it's really it's sort of the all three of them here are on.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for AMD, man. I am rooting for AMD so much. I think Intel has shown like no promise. Like I think Intel has been so far behind, and they've been doing like just like lousy products for so long. Like I have literally like no hope for Intel, but AMD, I think AMD could really like shine now. I'm just a little worried. I think the like GPU market has gone so far to the AI features and frame generation and all these shits that I don't know if AMD can like even start to compete in that sense. So I think they're always gonna look like bad compared to NVIDIA because they just don't have the AI. The AI tools are just not there. But still, it's good to get some competition. Yeah, it is. It is. I think AMD has been doing a fairly good job at the graphics card market. Like I still think 7900 XTX is still really good value, and if you bought it, you're probably gonna be good for many years. But yeah, the AI side, Nvidia is kind of like taking the competition and taking the products to the AI features. And I don't know if AMD can do like anything. I don't know if they can do anything. I think they just can't compete there. So yeah, maybe if they like try to pave their own way completely, like don't just like stop competing against like DLSS and just like do your own thing. Maybe that's something they could do. Maybe that's something they could do, like literally. I have so many childhood traumas from ATI rage that I will never buy AMD GPU. Yeah.
Moi,
Yeah, I remember when the Radeon series came out. It was interesting. It was interesting. Hey, Tanjira, welcome. All right. So this is finished. Maybe we shouldn't watch this. It's EOTech reviewing some of the power cables that are melting. Why does Steam Next Fest look like that? Real game dev reviews game by Devin AI. What is that? I paid $200 for alpha male coaching. That sounds pretty cool. Let's go.
Almost a year ago now, I covered a TikTok alpha male who has one-on-one courses for up to like $3,000 or something like that. But he also has video seminars for the low price of $200, given the keys to the Bugatti basically for free. And he teaches you how to be a chick magnet. How to walk down the street and just get pelted by sodden panties from women finding you irresistible using his seduction techniques. And I was making fun of him for some very silly shorts that he was posting, and he didn't like it very much, and swore that if I'd give him a chance, he'd blow my mind because he has a harem of women. He touts that he's had like 100,000 Tinder matches in 2 years.
Oh my god.
Which is a stat that, I mean, not even Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point NBA game can come close to. Dude allegedly gets more ass than a toilet seat while looking like he spends most of his days just moderating subreddits. He also claims to have 7 active girlfriends on his roster, so he basically lives the anime harem lifestyle.
What?
All according to him. And then one video he posted on TikTok where he has girls like dancing with him and he's like doing this, hitting like Fortnite emotes while they're hanging out, and then he kisses.
I don't think having multiple girlfriends at the same time is very alpha. No, like I literally don't think so. Like if you were like the most handsome and like a successful and just like the charismatic guy ever, I think you would be kind of like this. Like if you were into kind of like this traditional, getting as many women as possible kind of thing, I think you would be kind of like just traveling and having like these one night stands or one weekend stands or something. Like having multiple girlfriends, I don't think that's like alpha thing. I think that's not even like a good thing, and it's kind of like what the hell you're doing. Like having one girlfriend is quite enough, if you know what I mean. It's quite enough. What about 7? Like holy shit, holy shit.
That's his like,
yeah, that sounds horrible.
Dunk on the haters video. So I got my friends together and said, boys, let's elevate our pussy game. So we purchased his course just to see, maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he really does have it all figured out. He's living life on recruit difficulty. He's got the cheat codes activated, and he cannot stop slamming ham. We're about to find out. Do these guru courses actually offer anything helpful? Do we rip the Alpha Dom class?
Alpha Dom sounds amazing. An actual? There's a book your coaching intro call today.
Yeah, but he has video courses.
It's only $200
with over 100K Tinder matches
in just 2 years.
That's not
wow.
That's not good.
Well, it's also not
he's
true.
got over 1,000 women in his dating lifestyle and multiple women currently with him.
Like while he's writing this.
Yeah.
They're sitting there watching. Okay.
Exact one. I think emotional connection is an important thing, but your fact, being dominant, having cocky funny, understand the balance between humor and arrogance.
You heard him.
I want cocky funny.
Cocky one.
Being coy. Constantly answering. Like, if a girl walks up to you like, "Hey, what do you do for work?" My go-to is I'm an ass model. I have a beautiful ass. Well, I work as a astronomical physicist. No one gives a fuck. Just stop. Just go down.
An astronomical physicist.
Keep in mind,
This
I
dude's
run multiple
huge.
businesses.
This guy's
To a
awesome.
bar and, like, tries to pick up girl like
He's so good. Okay. Did you accept the registration?
Why did we even buy it? I just learned everything.
true.
Well, so I'm so curious what his course is. So he swears that the people that pay him $200 are getting laid out the wazoo.
All right.
He swears it.
Yeah, beat him off with a stick.
And then no caps. Password 1.
We're gonna let everybody.
But no, we're giving them access. Shit, there's gonna be no women left.
Oh no, my wife.
All women, are bad.
Conflation. Physical.
Well, you're jumping the gun,
Sorry,
Matt.
I just want to know what a
Module
first
one.
class woman is. Sorry.
Intro.
Intro. We have to see the intro.
Brain. What she was doing was putting her shoe back onto her foot. Okay? That is a very big sign because now she's not soothed at all. She's a little uncomfortable and she's getting ready. She's preparing for if she has to flee. Okay?
He's talking about
learning a bunch of stuff.
He's talking about signs that a woman's about to flee. So we haven't gotten there yet. But I'm excited for that chapter.
Couple videos in my car. I'm hoping that by the end of this video course that I won't be doing it in the car. But hey, you're used to me.
Spoiler alert, he looked at him and he never gets out of his car.
It is what it is. I might switch these out eventually. Might make much better versions. You're always going to have access to it, especially if you are. I kind of want to
Guys, I need this course.
This giant stone bowl. Okay, maybe it's like the size of the Grand Canyon. That's all your relationships. That's all your jacking off, all that, your porn habits, all that stuff, all the beliefs you've heard about
Put them in the
relationships,
bowl.
every single ex that you've
Do
had. It's all in this huge pool. And the pool is just rancid, right? And the society really makes sure that most guys pool. In order to get to the place where I'm at currently, you need a little trickle to come out of that bowl. Okay, and then it needs to cut through, and it needs to make a stream first, and then it'll make a river, and then it'll make
This is so
canyon.
stupid.
Okay, and once you're at that canyon,
All right, I'm ready to stop.
I have a quick question.
Let's move on to the next one.
About his set here. Where do you think the car is, first off? And second, why is his seatbelt on? He's not going in.
Safety, Danny.
Come on, Danny. I can't believe you would question
Safety
an alpha
first.
male like him.
It's because I haven't established my bowl yet. I'm not.
Your rancid
My
pool.
jizz bowl is still full of nastiness.
My cup runneth over. I need him to come trickle in the stream and fresh
Maybe a
water.
trickle and then a stream and then a river.
Yeah.
rip it out.
This looks like those pyramid schemes. Well, maybe. I think this is just like a pyramid-shaped pedestal where this one jackass is, and he's asking for $200 to sell you this idea of being alpha male. Yeah, without being one. I think that's what it is.
Out the belief that women are all bad, or even Western women are all bad. That is incorrect.
Whoa!
Plenty of men who are just like me that, well, maybe a little bit less than, because I go pretty hardcore into this, but that get as many women as they want. Other things. When you have this viewpoint that all women are bad, you are going to, what's the best way for me to put it? The other reason why this is bad is because if you
What the fuck?
believe
What was that?
What happened?
The car's starting to light on fire.
We're not
she's going to feel that, right?
Oh, sorry. Is my,
Oh, there we are.
It was like a magic trick. A puff of smoke just happened.
And this is one of the big things I'm scared about with my program is I'm going to teach so much psychology and so much power that some guy may possibly abuse it, and I'm worried about that. That's how powerful psychology and body language and facial expression and everything is, okay?
Cocky funny, how do you use
Yeah.
it? He's really got to stop acting like that's real grammar.
Well, that's what he calls it. He calls it.
He uses cocky funny.
Yeah, he's a cocky funny jutsu master. Yeah, we can
learn about hoflation.
Yeah, hoflation's important. We can learn about that.
This is like going to school.
Yeah, but for pussy.
To attract women and to keep women. That's just how we are, let's be honest, okay? It's one of the things that I had to work on because I'd get in a relationship, get really good, get really busy, and then I would distract, like I would switch my viewpoint on either one of the new girls that I was trying to train in my ranks, or I'd switch it to my business. It's about balance.
One of the new girls I was trying to train in my
ranks. Whether it's in the gym, whether it's building a business, whether it's building, ranks like the girls that I have because I have multiple, or it's just one girl. You have to put effort. And that's why I always tell people, the issue is with the internet, with computers, with phones, a girl has a shit ton of options. So what happens is she'll meet somebody like your great grandfather, and then she'll meet
like I think this is the kind of like misconception this guy has, and probably a lot of men have as well, is that like having like a lot of women is kind of good or something. It's like something you should go for, and I disagree. Like if your goal is to get like love and like a woman to fall in love with you, it is definitely quality over quantity. Like you wanna like pick the most like perfect match for you that you can find, the person you are most like attracted to, and the girl that you share the most with. Like that is what you like want to thrive for. Like I think it's kind of silly. Like this guy is like, yeah, I have multiple girlfriends and like, and they're all like different levels or whatnot. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude? What the hell you're doing? Like, I don't think it's a crazy ass accomplishment if you have some poor girl like falling in love with you, and they don't really have anything going, and they don't really have anything to give, and they're just like literally like being dragged around and like kind of like holding on to your sleeves and freaking jeans. Like, is that something you want to thrive for? No, you're just an omega for thinking like that. I have no idea what omega is, but yeah, I think this is just silly. I think women and men alike should thrive to get the perfect match, kind of like the ultimate spouse. That's the kind of like the game we should be playing. Not getting as many girlfriends as you can, because what the hell you're doing? Yeah, I used to think like this when I was a porn addicted 14-year-old. Then I grew up. Yeah. Like I think there is the kind of like innate horny animal in us, especially men. I think it's in women as well, but probably men more like. So I think there is the underlying fantasy about having sex with everything, but that's not the end goal, and it shouldn't be the end goal. Are you saying Andrew Tate is wrong? Are you saying he's a horrible person? How dare you? Yeah. Lowest caste, the ones that try to get middle of fights. Oh man, it's just weird. Getting 7 girlfriends is the way to go. Oh man, he's been with thousands of women, but you don't know them. They go to another school. His advice is so dangerously effective that he had to wear his seatbelt. True, very true. Oh man, what a day. They live in Canada. True. Okay, that's good stuff, guys. There's some Discord message. Vaikka astronomical physicist. I thought I was horny till I met my first girlfriend. Lol, girls are just like us. Yeah, girls are much like us. They just there's a couple of nuances I've learned along the way. First and foremost is the kind of I think it's kind of like this underlying fear of ruining your life with having like sex with wrong person and having a child in a like wrong relationship. That's kind of the thing that women have more than men. I think men are like when we grow up, we're like we just wanna do it. We just wanna do it. We're not like really thinking about the consequences, are we? Women are more like I think inherently kind of like they have their walls up because they don't wanna go through that because it has so like severe consequences. Like they're putting their body and they're putting their future and everything on the line for like just like regular sex. So I think it is different. Even with like a modern Western medicine like contraceptives or whatever, I think women still have that kind of like underlying fear of pregnancy, and it's fair. I think men should have that as well, but for some reason we don't. So I think that's like one of the biggest differences, and that kind of explains why girls don't want to get involved like too soon. Men are like, yeah, first date, let's go. Like, I'm already like already in there, and girls are like putting the brakes. Women get judgment from enjoying a lot of sex. It's like my hugest nightmare. Yeah, I think it's like once you realize that, it can definitely become a thing for men as well. Like I actually have that right now because like I already have one kid, and I don't think I want to do another like anytime soon. Like it has been so life changing that I don't want another one. It's kind of going to like reset the clock of my own time and on my own things and stuff like that. So I don't want to do another child because of that. So I actually have the kind of like the fear now. I have the fear now, like, oh no, no, please, no, and no second born, please. Yeah. Do women get judgment for enjoying a lot of sex? I think women get judged, and men should get judged if they have a lot of like sex partners. I don't think it's like good, or nor is it virtuous or anything like that. But I do think women get judged more. Does it have any like basis whatsoever? Probably not. I would argue that not. I think it's bad for either. Am I using triple condom? Yeah. I once traveled 6 hours to a 24-hour 24/7 pharmacy to get a pregnancy test. Yeah, it is scary. Women who have sex with many guys are called sluts. What about guys? Gay. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, is somebody watching our video? Boom. Some are. We are closing to 1.1k. So I can't wait for next night. Are we gonna get 1,000 new views? I don't know. Maybe. Hope so. I hope so. Impressions 4.2. So that's still quite good. But yeah, it is interesting topics. Are there any other differences that I have noticed? I think there's a lot of like, there's kind of like the meme, you guys know it and everyone knows it. It's the fact that women are considered to be more emotional. I don't think that's true, but I do think women are more like women vary more. I think like women's monthly, like day-to-day, like everything changes more than men. I think that is just a truth fact. I think that's just a fact. I don't think necessarily women are more emotional. because that would mean like they had more emotions than men. I don't know if that's true. But what I do think is true is that women have this kind of like innate variability in their emotions. And it is really hard for men, because I've been with the same girl for 13 years now, and I literally know based off her actions and how she is, like where she is in her like cycle. It is vastly different. It is actually different. Like, and this is kind of like the scientific fact. And I want you guys to, this is really helpful for men, and it's helpful for women as well. Women probably know this already, but men don't. So when like women have their cycle, so let's say that this is the cycle. So it starts with menkas, so menstruation or whatever. So this is where they bleed. It starts there, then at the middle point there's roughly like ovulation. So this is where you can get pregnant, and this is where you basically close into menstruation. So it like starts and ends with menstruation basically. And it's literally different, like the hormonal differences in the women is quite severe depending on where you're at. And for example, like testosterone, which is the male hormone. Where did I come? Kakkis. I'm gonna teach these guys about women, alright? Kakkis, feel free to chime in, alright? So testosterone, which is the male hormone, it gives you that, you know, that cutting edge. It gives you a little bit of that self-confidence. It gives you sex drive. It gives you a little bit of that, well, I'm not sure if it's aggressiveness, but basically testosterone is increasing. Basically, it's like increasing until you hit ovulation, and then it drops. And what does this mean? Well, this is really important for men, because testosterone is linked to, like I said, sex drive and, you know, like decision making and all of these kind of like rational things. Is that you basically, if you have anything like super important to like talk about, if you have any tough decisions to make, you want to do them here. This is the place where you want to like bring up that, hey, I need a new GPU. We need to work on our relationship or something like that. This is the place. And ever since like ovulation goes, then testosterone dips, and then you start getting those like different hormones. I can't remember their like English names. It's basically like estrogen and then the other one that is similar to estrogen. And that basically means that they need carbs. So this is carbs needs. So basically, this is where their carbs need peaks. So you need more carbs. Bulking, yeah, you need bulking here. Yeah, so carbs are very helpful at the end of the cycle, yes. Now I'm speaking great things, like I have maybe one week in month really stable mind, otherwise it is no energy, too much energy or something else. Precisely, Lara, precisely. This is the time when your woman will probably, like this is during Saturday or Sunday, they just start like tearing your apartment down. It happens here. It happens here because they have the one weekend off of work and in the cycle where it like perfectly matches. It's like a freaking, it's like a, you know, like when the moon and the sun like align, and they have the energy and they have the focus, they have all of that. That's when they start, you know, like renovating. So you gotta be prepared for that as well. So that's gonna hit right around here. And yeah. Slipo is here, good day. Men talking about how women's body work cancel AME 2025. No, this is very helpful. This is science. This is science. And once you notice these patterns, it's gonna help you out. And I don't think it's inconsiderate, even though it might feel like so. Like if you're pointing this out to some woman or your woman or something, it might feel like their initial reaction might be a little bit upset. But I think they're gonna appreciate it, like after the initial shock, because this is just how it works. And there's another thing. There's also another thing, which is that you really shouldn't like bring any like super big negative thing after this like testosterone tip. So when the blood days are coming, like you don't wanna like bring in anything that's like very stressful, because it's like they're just gonna like mentally break down in front of you and it's gonna be horrible. So you don't want to do that. Honey, you're menstruating real hard now. Let's take a chill pill. We'll bring you your end. It's true. You don't wanna you don't ever want to excuse because of that, but you should excuse them because of that. It's, you know, there's a difference. You will learn somewhere along the way. Renovating also happens in spring. Like I'm currently scanning everything in house and looking something to modify. Yeah. It is incredible. Women have this innate need to better the home. It is incredible. It is incredible. Like every month Garnet goes through this phase where she wants to buy more boxes. She wants more boxes because the boxes can hold things and they can help organize. And let me tell you guys, I'm not lying. We have 100 boxes in the house. We have so many boxes. We have different sizes. We have like really small ones, and they're like different materials. Some are wooden, some you can see through, some are plastic, some are like bamboo. Then there's bigger boxes, and there's like bigger boxes. Every month we need more boxes, and that's one thing. And another thing, I clutched. I started noticing one thing not that far ago. Garnet gets like this kind of like this hypersensitivity right around there, like when the menstruation hits. And that's why we build box fortresses. Like this is where like she gets like hypersensitive about like smells and whatnot right before menstruation. It is actually like, I think it was like last time she had it. I think she was like, I can't stand ketchup smell. She couldn't stand ketchup. I like the smell of it or the taste of it. And I was like, yeah, you're gonna get like your menstruation in like 24 hours. And she was like laughing it off. And like it was literally like 3-4 hours and boom, blood. There it is. Like I'm telling you. Oh man, I use henkat as excuse when I get really emotional and lazy. Can we acknowledge we appreciate women for who they are? Just hug them and decide what to eat for dinner. Everything instantly gets fixed. Yeah, 100%. Cleaning supply, buying day. That's why we built Box Fortress. Has been married for 8 years. Yeah. And there's actually like one more detail that's probably helpful for men, and it's the fact that how your woman sees you varies greatly over the course of this kind of like thing. So I think how we are perceived is we are in this normal distribution. This is how we are being valued. So this is men's value. And basically we have no value when the menstruation is happening. So you just wanna like leave them alone. That's basically it. And the peak value for men is during the ovulation times. And yeah, that's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. Well, thank you for joining this rant of mine. Ooh. Thank you. All right. Don't take it too seriously, by the way. It was supposed to be kind of like this funny bits. Also a lot of truth, but mostly funny thing. That happened. Yeah. Thank you for joining Ametalk. Yeah. Goal is to help, not bully. All right. So what do we want to do? So there's a couple of things. That's relationships in general. Sometimes we are a couple, sometimes we're friends, some days we hate each other, but most of the time we are comrades. Yeah, something like that. I think it's just a good general piece of information that always try to be a team. Some days you're gonna seem like you are competing, or you are like maybe you're like actually like pulling to other directions. But at the end of the day, just like remember you're a team. And I couldn't live with anyone who didn't think me as a teammate, and I couldn't live with anyone who didn't think me as their number one teammate. That's really important. That's really the most important thing to me. All right, but it is 14:30. We're streaming for 3.5 hours. Let's do a little bit more. So we were talking about the artist paper earlier, and I think we could start working on making the map bigger. So is this environment? Okay, so this is the terrain. This is the terrain plane. So we gotta crank up the numbers here. So yeah, I think we're gonna be working on that. Ahmed TED Talk coming up next. How's Liba doing? Right, let's start painting some terrain. So we're gonna set height. I think we're gonna be setting height to 1. Just do a new map so you have another map that works. That is actually good. That is actually good idea. That is good idea. All right, let's change this name to Alpha Island. I'm alright. Playing games and chilling and playing games. Yeah, I think that was a good idea. So we're gonna do a beta island now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hide this. Oramatti! Oramatti!
Praidiluve.
Praidilavia vaan sinnekin. Oramatti, kiitoksia isosta tuesta. 60 kuukautta, ihan älytön aika, by the way. On muuten ihan älytön aika. Kaikilla nopealla matematiikalla 5 vuotta. Iso bibbeli. Iso tuki. Kiitos. Oramatti, 5 years! That's insane. That is insane. How are you doing, our Oulu Masa? What is happening in Oramatti's life? Alright, let me... Let us change the size. So here's the data. Otti lopputili ja kohta alkaa uudet työt. Oho! Design engineer. Aika siisti, aika siisti. Saatko paljon parempaa palkkaa vai onko muuten vaan työnkuva parempi? Miten se homma oikein menee? Aika rohkea kaveri. Arvostan tuommoista pelisilmää. Alright. So this is gonna be our stretched world. And it's actually kind of interesting because if you just increase the width and the height or width and the length, it's gonna like create a lot of this empty space, and it's gonna drag the textures with it. So for example, right now, I think the start area is way too big. The wilderness is absolutely huge. So we're gonna be, I think we need to shrink it down. We need to shrink it down a little bit. But I still think this is a fairly good like starting point, so I'm not gonna like start anew. But I am going to make this smaller. So let's make it smaller first. And what I should do is I should have this open where my map is. Where's the map? Didn't I post the map here? Oh, no, it's here. Never mind. It's here probably. Yeah. So I should have this like open somewhere. I should have this open. Alright, so this is kind of like the similar kind of thing. It's just a little bit like squeezed there at the bottom. And then we're gonna have like these two add-ons. Two add-ons, so let's do that. Brush size, let's make it bigger. Opacity, I think that's gonna be fine. Alright, here we go. So we're just like squeezing this bad boy. Squeezing this bad boy. So how does that look? How does that look? Yeah, I think that could work. That could work. Texture's wrong, but we're gonna fix it. We are going to fix it. Is it still too big? I think we're gonna see it later on. All right, so let's make this actually a whole lot smaller as well. There's no need for this to be so massive. No need to be so massive. Sorry about that. I got polio. Mutta joo, kiva nähdä Aura-Mattia tosiaan. Minkälaisia hommia oli luvassa? Alright. Do you have the reference image open? I don't. I wonder if there's some like really clean way to put that on the screen. I was thinking about the sticky notes. Somebody from the Megatron's stream was like, I use sticky notes. So I wonder if you can do like that. Like can I like do this? Put in the game and add a transparency. That's not a bad idea. Like can I leave this somewhere around here? Can this be like? I don't know. It's still going under. Going under. Got to break through. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of an extension here, and I want to have like kind of like this fairly small way in here. And here's gonna be kind of like this boss place. Sticky note that is not so sticky, exactly. Had to explain what game designer does to työkkäri worker was 49-minute phone call. Oh my god. Oh shit. Literally like one of the best reasons to go into a real job is that you don't need to explain yourself to the valtio workers. Alright, so I think it's gonna be something like that. So there's gonna be kind of like this pathway. Hieman vähän palkkaa, mutta en valita, koska opettelen vasta sitä työtä. Noniin. Real job, what is that? I wouldn't know. 63-year-old, yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right. Alright, then we're gonna do like another one here. So there's gonna be like here at the end. Here at the edge, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this pathway, and there's gonna be. It's weird how it renders sometimes. It's weird how it renders. Like, what the hell am I looking at? What the fuck am I looking at? I tell you what I'm looking at. Everyone you ever fucking laughed at. Hey, Pinky! Yo, how's it going? So we are creating kind of like map 2.0. This is gonna be the disable the seaplane. I don't know, it's probably gonna make it harder to see though. It's probably gonna make it harder to see. Going good, let's go. Seaplane. Alright, let's see what happens if I disable the sea. Water is you're out of here. Yeah, this is what I thought. Like now it's really hard to see what's going on. Although I suppose we could just like draw the textures and then kind of like follow the terrain or like follow the textures. I suppose we could do that. It's causing clipping. Yeah, it's like it's the weirdest thing because when you go like close, it's fine, and then when you go higher, there's something with the shader probably. There's something with the shader. I think what we could do here is actually disable the water, do like a new one, and just like disable this water material. How do I disable it? How do I disable it? Like just add a plane. Mesh collider, mesh renderer, water. Like kind of like do something like this. Maybe add in like a image of blue. Alright, so this is gonna be its mesh renderer. So apparently that isn't working. If Terrence has some LOD function, looks like that. Could be, yeah, it seems like a level of detail thing. I don't know, it could be like is the ground even? Like maybe the ground isn't even, maybe it's like sloping or something. Maybe that's the thing. Paint the terrain. Let's do like opacity 100% and go over these regions. I think what we're gonna see is that some of it isn't like perfectly laid out. Be using nanite. So we're actually doing kind of like this lake here. So there's gonna be a lake. This is gonna be the lake. Yeah, it's still bugging. It's bugging me, guys. What about this part? Alright, so this is gonna be Louhi Peninsula. Louhi, I choose you. Alright, so I suppose that works. Yeah. Then we need the river. We need the river to cross. It's obvious how Terran's mesh is changing to the more low polo. Yeah. It is obvious. Alright, so next we're gonna do the river. Tuonela river is gonna like... It's gonna like cross from... Like diagonally, it's gonna like cut through. So let's set height to 0 and just like start drawing. What the hell happened? What the hell happened, my friends? You need to keep firing engine people and hiring ads people. It's probably true. Let's make it a little bit smaller here. Not even joking. Yeah. I wish you were. I wish you were. Alright, so now we got this Tuonela river here. And we need to implement a bridge there. Or somewhere around here. Okay. Then we should probably start painting. We should probably start painting the textures. So let's do some texture painting. Paint texture. We're gonna bring back pebbles. Pebbles are back, people. Pebbles are back. Have no fear. I didn't get much done today trying to figure out how to reference methods to attack abilities scriptable object. That sounds interesting. I do not know. I do not know, my friend. Alright, so we're gonna have like something like this going on. Pebbles. And let's do some pebbles here as well before we move on to creating the actual terrain. So this is all pebbles, that's fine. I think we're gonna do like pebbles here at the edge. I've been playing with Unity since 2011. It has only gotten worse. Most features are incomplete or deprecated, and it's lagging behind in most areas. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea if that's true. Your experience obviously is true. You have an experience about it. I don't wanna say that's true because I don't wanna give the Unreal enjoyers any false hope. Imagine how smug the Unreal people are gonna be if they hear about that. Like they're never gonna let us hear the end of it. All right. So now we got a little bit of pebbles there. This is Final Fantasy battle music, 100%. Arius Makvaka. Unreal have the same problem with 2D, but they paid a plugin maker to keep working on it, so they didn't have to. Trying to have a list of actions in scriptable object, like a Z velocity, Y velocity, or enable collider. I have figured out how to make it work with one value type. Huh. Interesting, interesting. You are creating such a different games that I have no clue. I have no idea. All right, so we got this going. Okay, so we need kind of like a new texture for this place, but until we have, I'm just gonna use the kind of like the coal one. Let's actually take a look if we have, because we have some of these textures. Let's see if there's anything that we could use. So there's just kind of like this crystal. I think the crystal could work. Let's see how it looks like. What if we use this crystal thing? Because let's face it, we're talking about Louhi, and Louhi is all about like she is the queen of, like, she is the goddess of Pohjola. Seems to be pretty big. I think we could like mix it with some frost or like snow, like make a lesser opacity, and we're just gonna like do this thing here, and then we're gonna do even less opacity and kind of like draw on top of here. Let's try some of these different brushes. Dush. Dush. Dush, 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 dush. Open this, Ame. What is it? What is it? Now I just need a drop down to select different value type or something. Maybe I should make Shadows of Tuonela art in watercolor. Just posted in art some recreational stuff as I'm on sick leave today. I wanna see what our boy Ilumski is doing. That's fucking badass. What the hell, dude? What the hell? Nice job. Nice. Love it. Very cool. Very cool. Did you enjoy the lore? I did, Ice Edgy. I thought it was a good idea. Eventually we're gonna need a lore. It's not like something we're gonna do right now, but I did enjoy it.
Here's how to make your programmer boyfriend fall in love with you. Programmer boyfriend loves his mechanical keyboard. That's why it'll be so special for him when you replace his mechanical keyboard with a pink one for Valentine's Day. You can just pick up any $20 one off of Amazon. He's not gonna know the difference. Programmer boyfriend also loves his PC, but never has time to clean it out. That's why you should delete any files with weird names. Bashruka? That's clearly a typo. Let's delete that one. Lastly, programmer boyfriend loves cybersecurity, but he never has time to prevent any future online threats. That's why you need to help him by deleting any possible two-factor authentication apps on his phone, as well as deleting any backup codes he might have saved on his computer. That way, nobody is going to be able to get into his accounts. Hope this helps.
Alberto, where's my keyboard?
Here's how to make your programmer boyfriend fall in love with you. Programmer boyfriend loves...
Programmer boyfriend. JK. Programmers don't have girlfriends. JK, trying to lure us into that false sense of security. That is bonkers. That is bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. That will make him fall in hate with you. Still using keyboard since the early 2000s. Hey, if it works, if it works, it works. It works, you know. All right, I'm gonna use this beautiful piece, and I'm gonna do like these smaller things here. Bum 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 bum. How does it look? All right, so it has a little bit of like ice. It has a little bit of that. Has a little bit of snow. Bum 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 bum. And let's kind of like do a little bit of a kind of like a arena here, with the ice. All right, so I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure about this by the end or by the edge. What are we using here? Pebbles. Oh, we're actually using that. Okay, let's try that. How does it look like if we do this? Hey, Pyukaro, how's it going? How's life? We are painting. Alright, so we got that going now. Let's do the same over here so it doesn't look so flat. Doesn't look so flat. And for this kind of like walkway, I'm gonna do a little bit of a... Just a little bit of... So that it might like... It almost looks like a road. Looks like a road, so let's do a little less size. So I'm just gonna like draw here. So there's kind of like an old road here. There's kind of like a old road here, but not really. Maybe have some of that sweet frost there along the way. Tush. Tush, tush. Tush, tush, tush. 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 Tush, tush. By the way, my son loves when I do these sound effects. When I'm like giving him the ride, you know, on those swing sets. I'm like doing all these weird anime sounds like. He loves them. He's the best boy. He's the cutest. A bit depressing. I think I was about to get scammed on rental apartment scheme. What, Pyukara? What the hell happened? Tell me everything. What the hell happened? So you were about to. So that sounds like you dodged the bullets. What was it? And tell us everything so we can prevent from getting scammed. All right, so we got that place. I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, it doesn't have any like assets in them, so it's just textures. But we could try to create kind of like a mountain here. I don't know if it makes any sense, but we could try to do that. I wonder what it would look like. Let's try it out. All right, let's try it out. So I'm just gonna go and raise terrain, and we're gonna do like a little bit bigger brush, something like 20. Just gonna try what it looks like if I do something like this. Tush, tush, tush. Okay, so nothing happens because I think it's because of the opacity. I kind of want to like maybe there could be like a little bit of a like a mountain here, because we don't need all this space. So I think we can like experiment with this. Ooh, we gotta rate that, guys. We gotta rate that. Let's try to do this mountain range here just to see how it looks like. I think that could work. It's a little flat, but I don't think the player's gonna be seeing it. I don't think the player's gonna be seeing that. Why doesn't it get any higher though? I don't know. Pukaro says, I live in Lumo apartment. I was looking for a cheaper one. They made contract for 6 months prior. I asked if I could get an option in the contract that says continues indefinitely after 6 months, which I have in my contract right now. They asked for 3-month premium payment for the rent, which is fine, but it sounds like they're gonna kick me out after 6 months, keep the prepayment for whatever reason, and they're keeping the apartment cheap and large so they have quantity of customers coming all the time. And the owner of the house is known on internet for such scams. The guy who's directing the apartment is his son-in-law. There's also another same notice with the same picture and specs of the apartment from his daughter. So what you're saying is that they are basically like doing these deals where tenant can come in for 6 months and then they kick them out and keep the deposit. Damn. Yeah, it does sound sketchy. I think that is I think that is fairly easily like suable. Like I think you can sue. So I think how it works with the deposit is that you need to have like certain, like you need to have like a valid reason to deny someone getting their deposit back. But I think a lot of people are probably going to like let it slide. Let's ask ChatGPT what ChatGPT thinks. Chat. Minkälaisia oikeuksia vuokralaisella on, jos vuokranantaja yrittää potkaista vuokralaisen pihalle sopimuksen loputtua? Entä jos vuokranantaja yrittää pitää vuokravakuuden itsellään, vaikka syytä ei olisi? I do not miss renting. Yeah, it's pretty bad, and I can see how that Pukaro would be a case. All right, so Pukaro, ChatGPT is like, if the contract ends, the owner can't even kick you out, and they actually need they need like an actual like legal documents to like kick you out. If it stops in 6 months, yeah. So yeah, if it's like a 6-month deal, then you are out. Onko vuokranantaja pitää vuokravakuuden? Ei voi. Vuokravakuus on tarkoitettu kattamaan mahdollisesti maksamatta vuokrat asunnolle aiheutuneet vahingot. Yeah. So it's kind of a sucky situation. So I think if the owner is actually like trying to withhold the deposit and not pay it back, I think a lot of people are probably gonna let it slide because they don't want to fight. But yeah, you ought to like ask for a written explanation of why you are being punished, and then ought to like sue basically, or bring it to the customer service. You made deal with the owner and not Lumo. Yeah, that sounds sketchy. Piukaro, I would probably like I would like ask for a copy of the document that they want you to sign, and just like make AI read it and you know like let it do its let it do its thing, and maybe give it to someone who knows law. I don't know if that contract alone is, you know, like sketchy. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But the point I'm trying to make is that you should probably consult someone with it. Yeah, if you have like proof that he's got like sketchy past, then yeah, that's basically it. I agree with Vatsky. It's kind of like, what's the point? What's the point then? What is the point even? Alright, so we got the new region. It has a little bit of a mountain there, and at the end we got a bigger wilderness than before. Now we need a bridge. Can anyone explain Lumo for the dumb Icelander? So it's just it's just organization renting out a lot of places. Yeah, it's just kind of like this third party owning and renting out a lot of things. I don't know if it owns that much, but it's kind of like doing the renting. Well known and good reputation. Yeah, I think it has like places, apartments like all over Finland. All over Finland. Alright, so it's 3:15. Okay, let's do a little more. Just do a little more. So we're gonna change this now. So there's not gonna be this red. Well, maybe there is gonna be the red part. Maybe we'll like stick to that. But let's do like this wooden like part now in the middle. I'm just gonna use the regular circle here. Increase the size, not that much. So I think we're gonna do something like this. Something like this over here. So this is gonna be like the marketplace. It's gonna be the marketplace. It's quite big. It's quite big, to be honest. It's quite big. And over here it's gonna be the sand area, and I think this area could be green again, so we're gonna do the green. Let's do a little bit of a smaller one, less of opacity. So we're gonna do something like this. Okay, so this is red. I know, I see. Okay, so let's do something like green here. something like green over here. And then it gets like, we switch over to the sand. So then we're gonna get sand over here. T-Rex. It's a small map. It's actually already quite big. It probably doesn't look like it. But it's gonna take a couple minutes to run from the other side of the other to the other. Like sure it's not like a full-on RPG game map, like nothing like Skyrim or like that. But then again, we don't have the means to fill it with meaningful content. So I think it's better to have like a reasonable sized map than have like a really large one that has nothing in it. How's it going, T-Rex? Alright, let's do a little bit of a different brush here. I'll do a kind of like make that look like it's fading. And then add this other. Good, thanks, and you? Hey, I'm doing great. We've been really cooking, and it feels good to get back into development. Feels good to get back into development mode again. We had a lot of things we just had to do, which sucks because it takes time from the actual development. But I think it's gonna pay out down the road that more people knows about the game. I don't think we're gonna like make it if we just stream. I don't think we're gonna make it if we just stream. We need more people knowing about the game. At towers you need to climb to reveal the map. You monster. You're an absolute monster. Alright, so this is like this reddish color, so let's add some of these over here. So we're gonna have like kind of like this dying like luscious green happening here. And it's gonna be more like the green parts. Yeah, that's very cool, I would say. And then we need let's do that kind of like the road here. Like how would the road go? Now let's make it small and high opacity. Can be even smaller. And so what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna do like, maybe it ought to be like, oh, that's too high opacity. Do something like this, so it's just gonna like a little bit of move around here, and at the center it's gonna go to east, and it's gonna go into west as well, like so. It's gonna be like the road to the Pohjola. And this is gonna be the road to the east part. Then we need like we need a bridge here. And this is where we start like losing the trail, so we can do a little bit of a road here, but it's gonna disappear into the sand. And we're gonna have another road go from here. AA8 games are like huge map with nothing in it, but you have to collect thousands of shitty items to get recolor on your armor. Yeah, you need retention. But there's two sides. There's two sides to that. I actually do believe like a lot of gamers are to blame. They don't know better, and some of them are just plain ignorant. But what I mean by that is that there's like, I remember when Senua's Hellblade 2 came out, and a lot of gamers and shit were busting the game's balls for being like 5 to 6 hours long. I think the game cost $40. I think I'm not sure if it was more. I don't think they ever asked for more than $40, but I could be wrong. So it wasn't like a full price game. It wasn't like a full $70 or anything like that. But it was $40, so that's quite it's a lot of money, but it's not, you know, full price. And a lot of gamers were like, "Oh my god, this game is like 5 hours long." Like, and I thought it was amazing. I thought the game was amazing. It had one of the best art I've ever seen. It was really powerful game, and it was dragging on. So I think it would have been like even a lot worse if it was longer than that. Like I think it was struggling to kind of like keep going for even that duration. Dadamo, how's it going? Scorn? What about Scorn? I was talking about Senua's Hellblade 2. I played it not that long ago, like half a year ago. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was so powerful. Gotta go, see you tomorrow. Hey, Aisasechi, thank you so much for the gifted subs. You are a legend. We will continue tomorrow. We are getting there, guys. We are getting there. We are doing a new map, and it's gonna be good. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Yeah. I thought it was an amazing game. It looks amazing. The audio like design is crazy good. It actually like spooked me quite a few times. I mean, what's the game Scorn? Your description fitted to it to being short and amazing art. Ah, I see. So I don't know much about Scorn. Was Scorn kind of like, was it the Hades? Oh, it's this horror game. Yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I remember this, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I remember this. Hellblade 2. I really do recommend this. But don't buy it. Don't buy the game unless you can buy it for like $10 or something. I recommend playing this with the Microsoft Game Pass. Or Xbox Game Pass. Like this part was super spooky when there was this ritual thing and these kind of like, I can't remember, was it like Draug? I think it was like Draug. It was the kind of like the Norse mythology zombies or whatnot, undeads. They were kind of like killing people here, and gameplay wise this game was fast scene, like it got old pretty fast, but I think it was still very powerful. You can play it through with one sitting. Scorn was amazing, but it was so goddamn disgusting. Disgusting! Hellblade 2 was just an Unreal Engine 5 gameplay demo. Kinda, yeah. It was kind of like Unreal Engine showcase meets audio design showcase. It was kind of like that, but I still enjoyed it. How to make Unity copy of texture from object with shader pass to another texture 2D when using HDRP pipeline. That is a very specific question. I have no idea how to answer. If somebody knows let ice cream stick model. No. Alright. I am happy with this. We're gonna continue from here tomorrow. So basically what we're doing is we're doing a new version of the map. New areas, a little bit of a bigger map. And yeah, we gotta make it pretty. We gotta make it play good. It's gonna take a little time. But today was a good stream because we managed to pull off a new editor. So we're using a Visual Studio Code now. We ran out of writer license, or we are running out of a writer license in like a couple weeks, so it makes sense to change now. We still need to. We probably need to buy a license to some AI additional or like a plugin. I don't know which one is the way to go, so we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. We are gonna be talking about that tomorrow. Is it gonna be Copilot? Is it gonna be what is it gonna be? I don't know. But we probably need some solution to work with. Guys, it was a pleasure. We're gonna continue tomorrow early morning, all right? See you there. Is there anyone you guys would like to rate? Matt Sherpy is there. We could say hi to Matt Sherpy. It's always a pleasure meeting him. Moonies, I think we rated that long ago. Megatron we rated yesterday, but she's playing Project Zomboid today. I think we'll rate Matt Sherpy. He's a nice fella. Making face animations like Hellblade 2 with Unreal Engine 5 is so easy. You just need your phone. Damn, that sounds awesome. That does sound awesome. Guys, help me out. Go check out my newest video and go wishlist my game. Doesn't cost anything and it helps me a ton. I see you tomorrow with more Shadows of Tuonela action. Bye bye.